Morning, folks. Morning. How's it going, everyone? How's it going? Hope you had a good long weekend. Some of you no doubt traded yesterday. And if you did, I hope you traded well. Okay, let's get into the charts then. So as you all well know, there's no Monday bar in futures. So it just all counts towards today. And we can have a look where we are. So currently, keep finding a bid overnight or early in the morning. All right, we keep finding a bid down here into these lower Bollinger Band. All right, so lower Bollinger Band, 200-day starting to converge. We know that this is commonly an area to find a bid. However, this market is very, very, very heavy. All right, and we have lots of resting liquidity down here where we didn't quite sweep this low. All right, and this will be the target currently. And then how we react after that is what's going to be important. All right, so for this week, short traders will be looking to take out this liquidity here, okay, somewhere in here. So we're talking about sort of 24,200. What's the lower pin on this? Down to 24,161. If we think about an extension on the fib from that last pullback, all right, then it's potential that we're going to move down into the, well, let's just call it 23,500, all right, as a swing point, which will be right into this cluster of stops here, right? So anyone who bought swing longs from August, all right, if we break down here and we do a measured move, all right, we're going to be taking them out, or at least coming into that zone of liquidity. If we think about what that pullback might look like, all right, from the all-time highs down into there, that would be just under 12%, which would be a healthy pullback. That would still be a very, very healthy market, so that we all understand here, that would be a healthy market. It is possible, if we're going to go into a big puke, that we're looking for more like a 20% pullback this year, which is going to take us somewhere down into here, sort of the 21,000, mid 21,000s, all right, maybe into this pivot. We will see, folks. A long way to go to get there. Obviously, a lot of volume here that we'd have to chew through. Not even thinking about that right now. We're day traders. We take one thing at a time. But what I do think is the market will want to take out these pivots down here. The question is, how do we get there? Because at the moment, if we're a short seller, we haven't got the best location, have we? The pop last week was great. Swings. Everyone who's a swing short are very, very comfortable. For day traders, it's going to be a little bit harder for us. So we have to be a bit more accurate as we move it through these time frames. All right, so here we have previous week's value area. Just going to move this up a bit. All right, previous week's value area, you can see we had double distribution, somewhat of a P shape, which we left. All right, left all these buyers up here trapped. We've now developed more liquidity in here. So the rotation down here is basically, what should we call this, sort of 900s down to 720. All right, so there's 175 point of rotation in here. You can see we've had a few drives here, and we're in this lower part here where we're finding a bid into the week before. If we look at the week before, so the week dating back to 2nd of Feb, we keep finding a bid in this lower range of value. Underneath that, guess what? We are very, very, very thin. So if we start losing a bid underneath 24,550, I would expect that we will repair fairly quickly down to 24,150, right? To that double swing point we just talked, relative equal lows. So it's possible. It's not the ideal short. All right, I'm going to be very, very honest with you because of location and the Bollinger Band. Well, if I just delete there, all right, but it's possible. Right, if we lose this node down here, that this drift into here comes. I don't know if it comes today or not. It's also very possible that they keep protecting this and looking to reclaim value and try and get up into here, all right, up into towards 25,000s again, because we've had a few attempts. They might want to run these stops out. If they run those stops out early in the session, I will consider that fade back down, all right? So I'm going to be watching a couple levels here. In towards 800 is massive. All right, and then over that, if they get back through the 800s and 850s, then we can look up towards 25,000. So those are the levels that I want to trade at. All right, 800s and 25,000s. I'll be looking to fade that back down, fade that back down. All right, if we start basing over here, maybe they put on a squeeze back up here. I would find that somewhat unlikely to do on a Tuesday, but you just do not know, folks. All right, we can see over 25,000. We are very, very thin, and we do have this naked POC back up here. So they might want to do that move. We will just have to see. Okay, folks, I'm watching 800 and 25,000, and then I'm going to watch underneath 20, 500 as well. Those are the 3 levels of interest. If we look at the gamma exposure above, for those of you who are interested, oh, let's not do that. Let's get that back. Where's he gone? There we go. All right, if we look for the gamma exposure above, all right, we're currently in negative gamma, which means not only is market heavy, it means we get fairly aggressive moves both ways. So back above 725, maybe they get relief up towards that 800, 850. We have a call wall at 850, and then 970, 25,000. So that works out quite well with the volume we were looking at, doesn't it? Looks pretty good. Reclaim of this, maybe they tap this, maybe we fade back down through this, 25,000. Bottom side of this, we let go of this blue box, right? Let go of this blue box. Then we talked about the fade potentially, right? Back down into here where we have resting liquidity from the relative equal low. So these all line up with the levels that we're looking at today, this morning, which is great. Those will move throughout the day. All right, let's move up into here. Lower time frame. I'm going to go through some of the other charts. They pretty much all look the same right now, except we have relative weakness in tech, of course. All right, ES. Let's make this a little bit easy for you guys to see. ES bouncing between 2 big pivots here. So I'd say I'd be watching. Let's clean this up a bit for you. I would be watching this node right here into 850s. All right, all the time they're selling 850s, you're looking for a wash back down. Over 850s, you're looking up towards the 900 basically if they want to put on a squeeze. We just have a little zoom out again, resting liquidity down into 750. So there's move lower here. So 850s rejection, then you're looking to take out 800 and see if it wants to continue to wash on the ES. If we have a look at the spiders, all right, you can see very clear downtrend here on the spiders. All right, starting to lose this now. All right, here was the resting liquidity that we built. There's the wash, failed underneath, came back inside, came back underneath, failed to reclaim. That's the key part. So do we now visit 670 on the spiders? Very, very possible if they stay heavy. Qs, your big level was that 600. All right, big level on the Qs. What's the gamma? Yeah, same level. So that 600 is your neg gamma level. So the same kind of thing. So if they keep failing 600, then we're looking to take out 587s. I can tell you some put walls to the downside. Put walls downside 590 and 585. Like we always talk about those every 5 digits or so. So if we fail 600, you're looking to trade down to 90, and if they fail that, looking to trade down to 85, wherever that is, 90 and 85, right? Same kind of thing we're looking at on the NQ. Might not happen today, folks, might happen time to develop. All right, Dixie is desperate to find a bid, all right? This thing is getting whacked. It's looking pretty bad out there for the Dixie. We've talked about this for about a year, and it's finally starting to show up, all right? Now under this, failing to reclaim that, downside pressure. Some of you would have seen the bonds breaking out as well. Gold remains the hedge to the dollar, so this is holding up relative strength. Silver, however, is an absolute piece of junk. All right, everyone got caught in that. All right, that is not the same. It's not the same as a hedge to gold. And VIX still remains elevated. All right, up at these 21s. Okay, so any bid which keeps holding over 21, I'd be very, very worried about this market. All right, if we move into the MAG quickly. Apple very, very heavy last week, end of last week. You can see it's trying to find a bid, and ideally with Apple, they're going to squeeze it back up, and then they're probably going to sell it back down. So I'll be watching Apple into 58s. If you're playing Apple, 58s and 61s for a resell. If they start reclaiming 64, you're probably going to get a giant squeeze. I doubt that happens. You're going to see that today, something like that. Amazon, all right, chopping around, building out liquidity for the last few days. You can just wait for a break above and a retest and a fail back down, or break below and failure, or look below and reclaim. But again, market tech is not looking good right now. Goog still selling off. That had relative strength for a while, but starting to sell off fairly aggressively now, losing all these bids, isn't it? Look at this, losing all these bids under 306 into that key level of 300. That whole number doesn't look great. Meta trying to find a bid back up, but again, it's left its range. It's the same thing we talked about on the Qs. It's left its range, rejected, lower highs, rejecting, right? Does not look great. You can think about where we're going to trade into this level here. All right, this level here where we found a bid earlier in the year, April time with the whole market. Microsoft, same story. It is the same story. All right, coming back into this pivot here that we based out of. All right, can they refine a bid? If they lose this, it's night and we trade lower. Nvidia starting to get a little bit more ugly now. All right, we're still trapped in this range. You can see I've got price alerts set each side of this range. We are just washing backwards and forwards and have been for some time now. All right, really, we started developing this range. Oh God, how far back we're going to go? Back to July. All right, failed to break out the highs. We've built out a huge amount of liquidity sideways here. Under 70s, this thing gets heavy. Under 70s, so just set price alerts like I have. Under 70s. Failure under 70s, it gets heavy. Tesla, let's have a little zoom out here because this has been kind of ugly. All right, the Tesla's actually got a shot here. It's got a shot here. It doesn't look great either, but this is its kind of reclaim level. Right, came into the midpoint, failed. If they find a new bid, it will try and get into the midpoint. If it finds acceptance, it will trade upside. If it loses this, obviously the rotation back down is going to take place. And some broader names. I still think we've oversold on some of these. Obviously, I'm long from down here, as you know. I have taken some partials. I'll see if we get any more relief. And Netflix caught a little bit of a bid this morning off that merger news, but we will see. I'm looking to load up long any drift down into 70s and 60s. I'll start buying. I've got a feeler on at the moment, and that is about that. I don't think there's much else to cover here, folks. Maybe we have a quick look at these. 10-year coming back down in. Where's the 30? Coming back down inside. Okay. Now I'm going to get a sip of my coffee. All right, treat today like a Monday, folks. New day, new week. Don't be overly aggressive, as we talk about all the time. Go through your routine, everything you need to do. I do both, Rick. I've actually got both marked out on my Ninja. I'm looking at both, but you know, the developing weeks profile is probably showing me what I need, which is a shame because I've just deleted it somehow. Let's go back and get that on. Sunday. There we go. All right, so we're just inside basically yesterday's price action right now. Developing week. Yeah, patient, the name of the game. That's right, folks. All right, so go through your routines. Market opening up here in just under a minute. And like we said, the levels we're watching are 800s basically, or previous day's value area as well. 800s up into those 25,000s, right, if they really want to lift it. So 800s, I'm definitely watching 725. Okay, so this level here, over this, maybe a squeeze towards 800s. All right, if we reject this, then we're looking for downside pressure. And if we can get under 550s, we're looking for the target down here. So we're in range for now. We're heavy, but we're in range. So we'll just see, folks. We'll just be nice and patient. I need a sip of my coffee. 10 seconds. Good luck, everyone. Let's see if we can get a pop that fades here this morning and go from there, I guess. Here we go. So it's up to these 725s or whatever it was. 700, 725s. Straight back down. Do they sell this off now? Already selling hard early into these 630s. Waiting to see if we can get up into here and how we act. And then through that, the 800s. Just let this work itself out for a moment. Smash that like button nice and early as well, folks. Got some giveaways to do today. Okay, that down to developing weak point of control. If that is the fade, there's not very much to do. We really need this to come up here or 800s, but we'll see. Otherwise, we're going to have to play under this blue box for a continuation. Market all opening up red other than Apple. Tesla, the weak one there. 2.15% down. Nvidia, 0.3% down. Microsoft, 1% down. Meta, 0.61% down. Google, 1.50% down. Amazon just gone red to green, finding a little bit of a bid there. Apple, a third, just over a third of percent up. Okay, here's the drive. All right, let's see how they act up here then. So remember, we were talking about this level here into value area low, sort of 725s. Over this, then we're probably expecting 800s. I'm not going to play the long squeeze here. I'm going to actually wait to see if we peter out, folks. I'm not looking to play the long squeeze. All right, so up in towards these 725s that we talked about. Over here, potentially at 800s, and then we can see what's what. If we fail up here, if there's a look above and fail, then we can see. Getting stuck in front of 725 right now. Do we go all the way downside here? Come on, you've got to come up a bit higher for me to get this short. They're going to flush it, aren't they? Protecting this here, man. Buyers getting caught up there at the 7s. Oh, I might have missed that. Was looking for that tiny bit higher. Looking for a tiny bit higher first. Guys, if anyone's going to ask about anchor volume profile, please tell them to look at Nightbot. It's telling you in the chat what I do. Please, guys. I'm really not going to go over it every single day 10 times on stream. All right, if you're new here, just read Nightbot. It's posted about 10 times already what my profile settings are. I'll put it on in a minute, but if you're asking for it now, you're 1 minute in or 2 minutes in. Just let it develop for a minute. You're not going to get much edge out of the open right now. You want it on, but it's not going to show you much. All right, that's all you've got. We're just placing the opening orders. We're getting through market on open. Thanks, Blake. Very kind of you. Appreciate you. Alex, stop reading chat in first 15 minutes. Yeah, maybe, but I'm hardly reading it. I'm watching price more than anything. Right, waiting to see if we come up to these 25s and then 800s to see if there's a short. ES just attempted to fill its gap. Pretty much got there. Same on the spiders. They are efficient, and we're coming into this put support where we've got negative GEX under the 600 on the QQQ. So it's a huge level whether they protect this or not. They're going to have to make a decision soon. Over this level, probably we could go and visit the 800s, I would imagine. 800s, 850s. So back into previous day value area low. So here's the 25. Here's the extension through the 25. Apple's still going. ES about to fill its gap. Like I said, I'm not going to play the longs today. I'm going to wait to see if this peters out. It's too risky for me to be playing the longs. I know the location is better for longs, but the market has been heavy. I'll just let this squeeze up if it wants to squeeze up without me. All day if it really wants to. All right, gap filled on ES. Waiting to see if Qs want to play catch up here. Gap fill on the Qs is basically 602. Or this yellow line up here, 803. So this is what we talked about. Over 725s, we'd probably go 800s, 850s. Maybe all the way up into here if we got very, very lucky. A little bit of a buyer getting caught from the top side there into 60s. Still want this to drive up and peter out if possible. Here we go. Are we going to come for the close into 800s? Looks like it at the moment. Here's the lift. And if they get through this, 850s and then 900s. So if you're long, you look good. If you took the 25 trigger long, I'm ignoring that today. I'm looking for the short once this peters out. So SPY back into that 682 level from last week. Qs have got a bit further to go, really. I'll be eyeing the short once I see it peter out. You can see we're thin underneath 57 right now, back down to the 700s, the low 700s. I think they've got a bit more of a squeeze to do here if they can. 800's coming, yeah, very well. We're pretty much there, aren't we? Pretty much there. Anyone that took it. So Q's about to fill its gap as well. That yellow line is the gap fill. Here comes the move into 8s. Can they get over 8s? Failing into that right now. We shouldn't be failing into it. We should be closing the efficient market, but we are failing into it so far. I think they've still got a little bit more. They are trying to squeeze. They're trying to get all the way up into here if they can. All the way up into 850s, 900s, grey box up here. It's where they would love to go. Gap fill is this yellow line on your chart where they're almost there. I think they would like to go a little bit higher. Just being patient here, letting it do whatever it is it wants to do. Here come the 8s. VIX coming back down in towards that 21 pivot. So interesting to see if it finds a bid here or not on VIX. The gap now filled. Efficient markets, and that's just a question of how high can they squeeze this in one go. Can they go 850s and maybe even 900s? ES about to take out Globex. And SPY, well, if SPY holds a bid at 682, it will look for 685. These are exactly the same levels we traded Friday, folks. These are exactly the same levels we were trading on Friday. Into these key levels. Okay, eyeing this now. If they stay heavy, you can see a seller's just come in. Buyers have just got caught over 800s. I still think it wants 825, 850, but I'm just waiting to see if we're going to start losing this shelf here. They put a double shelf, which is not very nice. If we didn't have this shelf before, it'd be cleaner because we'd have further to go down. But I'm watching this now. I'm watching the one underneath. You can see here as well, 750. So if we start losing that, I'll start looking for the short rotation back down. A little imbalance here into 80s, 780s. Eyeing this now to see if the next pop starts to fail for me to get short into. So I want to see a seller try and come in here. I need more buyers caught though first. I want to be careful if SPY finds a bid at 682 as well. So they're starting to push this back up to see if they trap some buyers up here in this next shove, or if they're going to do a clear out. Sellers definitely got caught there in that imbalance under 80. Back to the 8s. Here they go. Is this re-squeeze? So they're going to go for 25s and 50s by the looks of it. Watching this gap after the gap fill here. Watching carefully. Buyers have definitely got caught over 800s, but I'm not sure we're done with this yet. So I'm waiting. If we leave this shelf, I'm interested, folks. I'm going to make that really clear. If we leave that shelf, I'm interested in the short. So I'd rather it did one more squeeze out for a clear out. But I am watching it carefully. All right. I don't want to say I'm not. I am absolutely watching it carefully here. Sellers getting caught again there under the 90s. We have to leave that shelf, otherwise I'm not interested. They can just keep sending this higher. Ooh, crack of their wrists. Okay, getting close. Are we going to see failed follow through now? We've got to get under this and stay heavy, otherwise no trade. Sellers keep piling in the low side of this right now. They keep piling in at 88, 82, and 74s. We've got to get under all of that and control to be taken over by sellers. Otherwise, we can keep moving higher towards the 850s. Again, I said all day, I expect this to squeeze up. I will not be playing the long. I'll be waiting to see if it peters out for the short. Still holding this grey box. Still bulls in control. They can re-squeeze up here if they really want. Big buyer coming in here. He's trying to get this squeeze to clear out. So big buyer currently at 810 got caught. Big buyer at 810 just got caught. We've got to get back under this shelf, and then I'm going to look for a short if we do with that buyer now caught. We've got to get under the shelf though. Here we go. Starting to trade the low side. Can we get a feeler on here on the next pop? Feeler now on. See if we stay heavy now. I want to watch this 55s, and under 55s I'll be looking to trade 705s. Just a feeler on. They reclaim here our cut. Starting to reclaim cut already. Cut already, can always get back in. Don't like that reclaim. Want it to stay heavy versus grey box. Happy to put size back on if we stay heavy here. Here we go. What are you doing, Mr. Seller? Can you step in on the tape, please? Early wiggles here by the looks of it. Feeler back on again now. All right, let's see if we can trade under the value. Here we go. Come on then, let's come all the way down to sevens. Let's come down to 720s here if possible. Come on. Got to get under this node here. It's 55s, and then we can trade down to the low 700s. So need 55s to stay heavy now. Oh, it's a wiggle. It is a wiggle. That's what I said. I don't like this second node here. If that wasn't there, we would have traded straight down. But let's see if we can stay heavy here. We can move further down. Otherwise, I'll have to cut again. Come on. Let go of these 50s. Let go of the 50s. Let's go low 700s. Come on, folks. Stop being annoying here. Looking to trade back down to low 700s if we stay heavy versus 55s. Here we go. Come on, stay under this now, please. Come on. Watching 10s here. Covering a little piece here. And let's just see now how low can we go. If we let go of this node, I could try and hold this all the way back down for the open of the day. Really good. Here we go, folks. So plan working out nicely. This is your first cover point. Seller coming in here. Do not get caught here. Hopefully this fades all the way back down now. So once we let go of this, right, if we can let go of this, we might get a rotation between these two nodes here. We're in this short. We might, if we're lucky, get this complete collapse if we're very, very lucky. But we're covering some here in case, because we do expect them to at least bid back into here. So we're short from here, added a little bit, covering some, and waiting to see if we can get this fade back down now. Here we go. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Oh my days. Back with a heater. Welcome to the stream, guys. For those new, welcome to the stream. Here we go. Coming back down to previous day low. We're going to see if we can get a wash under this now. You're paying yourself now, but you know, this is the pro trend. If they really snap this, we're looking to trade back into these lows down here. So point of control right now, 609s from the developing week. We might get another 100 points down into this if they stay heavy. Remember, this is a squeeze up for a clear out. The pro trend is back down. That's why I'm staying short today. Oh, shall I just tick-a-boo? Tick-a-boo. Right, back into the New York Open. You can cover a piece here. And then we can try and see if we can get down all the way down into this, folks. Get out of it. Smoking gun, baby. All right, here we go. Here we go, folks. This is your New York Open, blue line on the screen. All right, if we find acceptance under this, we're looking for lower prices. All right, we're looking for point of control on the week, developing week. Well, it's not a lot of volume. It's only this week. 610s. All right, so you'd be watching 610s. We talked about this higher time frame. If we can get down to sort of 550s and under 550s, right, we can get very, very heavy for a wash. So cover some here, 610s now. So some New York Open. Oh my God, come on. New York Open is here. 610s is here. And then here. All right, so we're already covering some here, we're looking to see if we trade down to this. If we stay heavy under this, we're going to look to clean out those levels. They might save that for tomorrow. We will wait and see, but that's a good trade no matter what. All right, folks, lovely work. Lovely jubbly. All right, back to value. So they have a chance here to rebid and then see if they stay heavy. So your edges really are here. Failures should happen above there. They just rejected VWAP. I would be careful on any base and hold above that for retest of this, but really this is still looking good. Any pop which fades this, we're then looking for that, okay? We're looking for cover and cover. All right, if we start reclaiming and holding above 725s, I'd be somewhat concerned, or even 705s, right? If we shoot above and base above, I wouldn't hold on to a runner. But right now you look fine. We just caught more buys there at 716. This thing, remember the market's heavy, folks. All right, the market's heavy. Don't get lured into these early morning squeezes back up. All right. But who said that? Paul, only fools and horses work. Yeah. Monge 2, Rodney. Monge 2. All right, we're coming down. It's a beautiful trade, folks. 6s coming up. 610s, like we said, 610s is a level. 610s, and then down into these 550s. And if we stay heavy under here, we're going to look to accelerate. And if possible, underneath sort of 550s, 540s, we're going to look to take out that pivot all the way down towards 230s. It's possible they might save it for tomorrow, right? We don't know. We might have just got trade of the day, all right, from here and here, and we're covering, and you never know. You never bloody know, folks. You might get this. It's possible. I'm not going to rule it out. I would be somewhat surprised that they don't save that for later on in the week and build out liquidity. I'm putting on this late. I'm very, very sorry. Not really with it. So TP, TP1, TP2, you're now looking for down to here if possible. So 610s was the level. We're finding a bid there just in front of it. Just in front of it. And let's see if we can get a bit lower here for these runners. Ideally down into this, right? Which would give us a 200-pointer. You're already 140 points up on the day. It's the market's been open for 20 minutes, folks. Right? You've probably done for the day already, right? Nice, Alex. I got 3K for that. Well done. Can we re-enter? Yeah, we can re-enter. We're going to need a bid to form. So there's going to be a couple ways of re-entering. Right, we're looking probably for pops to fail. This was probably a re-entry here, but you can see this volume here. We don't really want to re-enter in this unless we pop up here and fail, or if we get stuck under here, we can do it, or we can also re-enter all the way down here if we build out liquidity. We need to be careful here for a look below and fail though, down here. But there might be a re-entry down there. We're going to have to see how we build out liquidity now because we're straight down, right? Straight up. Trap buyers who are silly. Alex says, I'm not playing longs today. Expect us to come up towards 800, 825, 850 and fail. That's what we did. All right, now we just wait. Let it build out. All right, might pop right back up and then we can think about if there's another trade. Oh. $521 from that trade. You're welcome, dude. Your tips and lessons are amazing, man. Trying something new and not trading NQ today and applying what you taught me to crypto. Amazing how straightforward it is. It's a look at this. There's the look and fail. Oh, I didn't get an ad on there. All right, big seller coming in at 23s here, 623. So you want this to stay heavy versus 23s now, folks, all right? Because a huge seller just jumped in. People getting liquidated now. We're starting to see fear come into this market. So we're going to get this blue target. And we can, we're about to get it, folks. All right, so cover a lot into here, 80% out for this 200-pointer, please. And we will see if we can now do this move down into this, all right, is what I would like to see. But we should be covering 80% here, please, folks. All right, it's a big trade. It's 200-pointer to start the day. And we will watch 620s now. We remember 620s because we've had a huge seller coming in there. We are staying heavy here, folks. Oh, my days, all my days. All right, if we get under here, you know the deal. You know where we want to go. Bids coming in here at 560, so they're trying to protect this 550, 560s, but we know the score here, folks. 290 bid came in here, and he's still not getting his way. So he came in at 71, right? So huge bid at 71. You can mark that out. Huge, huge, huge bid. He is out of this. He's out of money right now until we get back above 70s. There, he's now back in the money. So let's see if he has the power to squeeze this back up towards this shelf of sort of 30. All right, so we know that this blue box is a big cover point, right? Huge cover point for us. If we get lucky, right, this buyer will get a move here. He'll get stuck, and we'll do this, and we'll use this buyer's pain to come down here today. Now we've seen a huge buyer on the tape. So you should be 80% out. I'm showing what I'm looking at here. All right, huge buyer on the tape here. If we're lucky, we get a pop-up which fails in towards 20s, and then we can look for a continuation lower. But we should be mostly done with this now. Mostly done with it now. Just check. We're almost there. So you want to watch 595. 595 on QQQ is a put wall. All right, 595 on QQQ is a put wall. That is your pre-market low on QQQ. We're currently trading 596.30s. All right, so you've got a little bit further to go. If we get under 595, we're looking at 590. For the SPY, all right, we're already through the first put wall. We're through the first two put walls. The only one left is 75 now. Nice work. Is that deep chart? No, it's Ninja Trader. It's Ninja Trader. Here we go. Breaking down here. This fucking guy, he's out of money. Can we auction lower? All right, I would love to add some size on. If we get stuck here, right, we've taken most of our money now. If we get stuck here, if we can build out some liquidity here, I'm going to look for this trade down into here, all right, because these are the daily targets. Anyone who joined me for the show from, this morning, from 9:15 to 9:30, I told you the daily targets where we were looking to go. If we trade under this blue box, we are going to attempt to attack down to 245. We want to attack down to 245. I'm going to show you why for those of you who need reminding. All right, if we're going to leave, right, the value from Monday the 2nd, all right, if we stay heavy here, we are very, very thin here, and we have another all the way down to here. All right, so we're going to try and attack this if possible. Give me these levels back. All right, put wall here into 520. So 520 is a put wall. All right, so they might very well find a bid here, but if we get under this, then the next stop is 310, which is kind of towards where I want, right? So all these levels kind of marking out. So we have a big put wall here. Same on the Qs, 595, big put wall here. Everyone should be smashing that like. Yeah, you should all be absolutely hammering that like button now. You're well over 200 points up now. You're now 245 points up. And I'm telling you, folks, there's a chance you get a 400, 500 point trade again today. I'm telling you, there's a chance we come down here today. There is a chance, but you should be paying yourself, not expecting it, but positioned for it. Like I said, that buyer is now caught at 570. All the time we're under 570, you have a buyer caught. They might very well find a bid around here soon for a pop back up, but we are looking very good on this short. You can see why I did not want to touch the longs today. All right, 500, big level, psychological level here. How far can we go? Look at the bid on the 21s on the VIX. We talked about it, didn't we? If the VIX finds a bid at 21s, this market's going to be in trouble. Hey, this is not me being a genius. This is me giving you a plan, what I expect, and then just following that plan. If the plan didn't play out, we wouldn't have got a trade, but the plan did play out. All right, 500s, they're trying to bid here. We know they're going to try and bid here. You might see a little bit of a squeeze back up here. You should be out most of your position anyway. and we can see if they want to build liquidity out here. I'd love them to try and build some liquidity out here a bit, all right, for this move down here. It's possible that they want to revisit here first, but I would prefer if they just build it out here and wash. Big market selling at lows, yeah, I can see it on the book, yeah. And like we talked about, we're into that put wall, right? Sort of 520 level. But yes, we will see. We will see. Well, I'd love a pop-up. I'd love it to build some liquidity out. Thank you for being very informative with your strategy. I passed 5 combat buying accounts on that short. I love your content. Recently joined your lives, and I've been profitable ever since. Well, isn't that a nice message? Thank you very much. And thank you for the super chat. I'll go towards my lunch fund today. Does book work for macros? I'm going to ignore that comment. Do you mean micros? Do you mean micros? I think you mean micros. Hopefully you mean micros, in which case, yes, you can watch micros on it, but I would not advise that. I would just watch the minis, all right? Watch minis, because that's where institutionals trade. They're trading minis. Just passed an FN challenge. Life-changing, man. Thanks. You're welcome, folks. You're welcome, folks. Just make sure you do me a favor, right? I'm here for free. Smash that like button. Share this stream with some friends. And if you want to support the stream, all right, then you can always use my code, FZT, on most of your prop firms. I always appreciate that. Money goes straight back into the stream. I don't charge for this stream. If you want to learn more, all the links are down below for how I trade. If you want to learn how to trade. All right, we're developing nodes here. You can see this here, building out liquidity. Like we talked about. Not popped up enough for me yet to be interested in doing much more. Rejecting the low volume node on this little drift. Yeah, just make sure you're zoomed out though. While I agree with you, make sure you're zoomed out and look at the where we've failed these auctions the last few weeks. It is into these levels, right? We have found bids here and below the last few weeks. I would like to see it trade lower, but we want to be careful hammering short down here, don't we? Remember, higher time frame, higher time frame, higher time frame. All right, remember higher time frame. We know that the auction has failed here, all right, more than a few times, right? We keep finding bids down here. I would like to come and clean all this up. I promise you that's what I want to see happen. But we don't want to be hammering short at the lows. That's why I didn't get short out the gate. I wanted to see the squeeze up. We are starting to build this liquidity to move lower now. So I'm not going to get much size on here. If that's that pop and that's it, probably not going to be able to get any more size on. All right, sellers coming in here at the lows again. Be very, very careful. Huge seller came in at 500 there. Huge seller came in at 500 there. They are getting very heavy at these lows, but price is continuing to move lower. But again, more selling coming here again at 86s. I'm not saying to bid on this at all. It's just not what I want to see. I want to see pops to drop right now, but they are in panic mode, all right? The market is very, very scared, like we talked about. Up to only down, minus 800 my PA. I was nervous last night trying Asia. Thank you for the info, my man. You're welcome, Blake. So the market being in the position it is, VIX, etc. What made you prepare for the short and avoid the initial long? What made me think about the short? Higher time frame, right? So we've been leaving. We've got to remember, since early November, we've left all those trapped bulls, right? So if we think about monthly traders, weekly traders, they're all trapped. If we think about sentiment, we have a heavy sentiment right now. Everyone's worried that we've over positioned the tech for the last year, 2 years in AI. We've got some swing points we can pull back into. If we look at how we develop that daily, like we talked about this morning, last week, all we did was drive up and fail to reclaim value, all right, which means we're staying heavy. So we're looking to play downside pressure because the pro trend is downside, all right? So let me make this simple for you guys. I can manage this position here. All right, and we've talked about this many, many times. Here's the stuck volume. All right, there's the stuck volume. Hopefully I got you on the right one. All right, we've left that volume. All right, if we think about what we've done, there's the look above and fail. Remember, we traded that short. We rejected that volume. We traded that short. We accelerated down. We found a bid off the 200-day. We traded that long. But where did we reject? We rejected that volume. All right, so everyone here is still trapped, which means there's still sell pressure. So this is nothing more than a build out of liquidity, a back test to trade lower, right? I don't want to trade short here on the lower Bollinger Band. So we needed a bit of a retracement today towards this 800. We know it's a big, big level, this 800, to then try and get short to trade lower. And our main target is going to be these guys here, right? Because if you're a buyer and your stop is here, all right? And I'm talking about an institutional buyer and your stop is here, you bid that back up, and you bid that back up, and you put your stop here. Well, if we run those stops, all right, we might get a huge sell of continuation. All right, if everyone stops out there, you're going to see huge sell pressure, and we might get a huge continuation back down towards here, which would be that 20% move, which I'm somewhat expecting. Was it there or was it lower? Was it down here? I'm trying to remember now from the start of the day. Alex, his brain is not working very well. Let's have a look. Okay, that would be the expected move. 20% would be all the way down here. All right, but I expect it to at least come somewhere into here. If we look at the nodes, all right, this is, remember, off the last 12 months. So I think there's a chance to trade definitely into 24,000. And if we lose that, 22,500 this year. And don't freak out, folks, if we do that. All right, if we do that, don't freak out. All right, this is still absolutely fine. I was talking about a market last year which has pivoted off 17,000, pulling back into 22,000. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. We will rebid that back up if possible. All right, so that's why I wanted to look for the short, because we have left volume. All right, what's the pro trend? Think about what's the pro trend. Dum, 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 right? Think about trap volume. We break away, we retest it. We're going to trade this way, right? The only way we're trading upside is if we do this. Well, we had that chance last week. We didn't do it. We're trading downside. It's like a giant bear flag. This, we're trying to trade downside, right? The pro trend is down. So that's what we're going to try and do. But we're right into that lower Bollinger Band near the 200 day. So we want to be very, very careful down there. Okay, I might be done with this for a minute, folks. Probably done with this. I'm going to take this off now. 45s are still heavy. It's where that seller is. Ideally, they pop back up here. I'm probably going to be done with this for now. Yeah, I'm just going to take this off, relax for a minute. Look for the next trade. So we know there's a big seller who came in here at 500. He's now out the money, right? And there was another big seller here, right? I'm going to show you. Huge seller came in here at 500. Look at everything under 500 is sell side. So all these players are currently caught. So we can expect, oh, where's that gone? I need that back. I need that back. I need it back. There we go. So now through this next seller, so all the sellers are now caught at the lows. We're going to come and test this buyer up here at 570. All right, over 570, potential squeeze back up into the 640s, 620, 640s. But currently there's a buyer stuck at 570s and you've got sellers stuck underneath 545 and 500. But the buyer stuck 570s. So they might use that as resistance into this 570s. All right, I'm going to delete this as well. We don't need this now. All right, so sellers are currently caught underneath here. Really, it's underneath 500. All right, it's possible that they lift this up here. So we've got a buyer caught here. Buyer's caught here, right? I've got you on the right chart. Yeah, buyer's caught here. Seller's caught here and under. So one lot at 545. You can mark these out if you want. One lot at 500. Underneath 500 is all sell side. Right, so all the time we're holding 500, all the sellers down there remain trapped. If we reclaim 570s, there is a squeeze up to 630s because that's the next node. All right, so I'm going to mark these out for you. All right, so if they reclaim 70s, they can also trap in this area. If they reclaim 70s, we can see this. We can also see something like this and a failure back down, which is what I would like to see if I'm going to take another trade. Can I show how to read Bookmap? I'll have to do a video on it. I can't really show it in one day, but all you need to know is the horizontal lines are passive players. Those are limit orders on the book. And your bubbles are market players, aggressive players. So all you're ever looking at when trading is aggressive players and passive players, limit players. Okay, here we come. Back to these 570s where that buyer got trapped. It is also point of control on the day based on delta at the moment. That might flip soon. We'll see. Can you just use volume for trapped traders? What do you mean by that? Can you just use volume? What do you mean by that? Oh, sorry. I think I understand. Could you use volume to see the trap players rather than delta? It would be very hard, but what I would look for is this kind of signature. Okay, when we finish an auction, you want a long wick and you want increased volume. Okay, and you can make the assumption that that's what's happened there, but you don't know. Okay, look at that. Poke above 70, failing 70. So that buyer is starting to get out there, and we're coming straight back down to 500 where the seller is. So the rotation is 70 to 500 because the seller is stuck at 500 and the buyer is stuck at 70. What was the high on that candle? 70. All right, so the seller is stuck here, the buyer is stuck here, and this is the battle. All right, they're going to battle it out. And we're not talking about small players here, folks. We're talking about people with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of orders, which means we're talking about millions and millions and millions of dollars right now. Yeah, if you want to learn everything, folks, I have a website, flowzonetrader.com. Everything that I'm trading here, I teach on there. So you can do the 20-hour course, you can do the volume and order flow course as well. What platform am I using? I execute on Ninja. I chart on TradingView. Okay, back to the 500s we go. And you're just going to see this develop a rotation between the two. Under 500s, we have all those sellers stuck right now, right? So they're going to have to get under those if we're going to see that move today all the way down to sort of 300s. We can call it, yeah, definitely 300s. Remember, we're trying to find a bid right now at the 520s, which was that put wall. All right, it was the put wall. If you're trading the Qs right now, 595, right? We talked about this pre-market. 595, under 595, acceptance under 595. You can try and trade down to 590. On ES, you've only got one left, which is 675. All right, and you get a very, 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 very big put support down there. So it's unlikely we trade under that today on ES. But, you know, things change. Why don't I execute on TradingView? Because it's very, very slow, because you can't link the accounts using my trade copier on TradingView, because you can't use an ATM strategy, because I can't see Delta the same way I do on Ninja. Although I will tell you, I do have a member of, well, people in Flowzone community will already know, we are developing, or we have a member developing a way of seeing Delta on the vertical axis right now for TradingView. Took the short, but I struggle holding trades. Any advice? Lower your size so that you're not nervous about the profit swing. That would be the first thing to do. Lower the size down to the minimum amount, and then you're not nervous about the profit swing. And then try and just put a limit where you expect the market to go. All right, and then as a cover point, I mean. So if you're short, put your limit where you expect the market to go and let the market get there. And then you'll build up your tolerance, right? Because what you're probably dealing with, what happens a lot of the time is traders oversize, and then they can't hold on to the trade because they see the P&L number be so big, or they see the drawdown be so big, and they just take it off. Oh, I'm out. And you never give the trade a chance to breathe. Whereas if you lower the size, you know, you can sit in $30 drawdown, $100 drawdown, $500 drawdown, whatever's comfortable for you. What you're going to struggle to do is sit in, you know, watch it go 4 figures up, or 4 figures down, or 5 figures down, and sit in it. You've got to build tolerance. Okay, they're trying to sell aggressively through 500s here. There's another big seller coming in here. And he's trying to bully his way under this 500. We're still holding us, which still the rotation is 570 to 500. Remember, there was a seller stuck at 545, so he's comfortable. So might be the rotation is just 45 to 500 for a moment. Do I execute on M&Q and trade on NQ? Yes, a lot of the time, especially when I'm trading my smaller accounts. But what I do is I use affordable indicators. So on Ninja Trader, even if I'm have the NQ chart on, I can execute on MNQ without changing, because I need to watch order flow on NQ. I do not care about order flow on MNQ. I only care about institutional order flow. There are no institutional players playing the micros, right? That's retail playing the micros. Still just basing around these 595s and these 520s. 595 for QQQ. All right, so I'm going to remind you, we have a put wall here, right? Put wall here. If we get under this, we can try and accelerate into these 300s. So remember, I'm looking for 380, and then I'm looking for 183 if possible. We're building up the liquidity we talked about here, right? We are starting to see it now. So let's just see now. Very interested if we can accelerate here. Back to these 500s. So we know sellers are caught 500s and under right now. But if we find acceptance lower, we know where we're likely to go. This is the kind of thing we wanted to see develop. Might just let this play out a little bit longer unless they get very, very aggressive. Wouldn't mind a re-entry. I don't want to be short in the low of day. Maybe that tap to 70s was the move, you know, that we talked about. Might have missed it there. Okay, back down towards these lows. They're getting very aggressive down here. So 500s is the level now. If buyers can't reclaim 500s, they're going to get stuck. There's the attack back towards 500s. And if they sell this, we expect a new low of day. If they don't sell this, then maybe 545, 570 again. Here's the drift up. So we're watching the 500s over under right now because the sellers are caught underneath. So right back up to the 45s. Let it develop a bit longer. They're protecting that put wall right now. 500 still your over under, folks. 500 is definitely an over under here. Can we get up towards 45 and 70 again? So watching 500s here. Do they start rebidding this to protect it now? They're trying to bid in front. I'm not going to play the longs. I'm interested in the sells. All right, we're coming back towards the 500s. So they rebid and hold it. If not, we're probably going low of day. They're trying to rebid and hold. No, they're trying, but they're not doing very well here. They're trying very, very hard. If they can't bid and hold this, we'll probably get that snap. Really interested state. If they stay heavy, is there a way of joining this now for the rotation back down? Buyer trying to come in here. He's losing. I want to get short here. I want to find a way of getting short here for the acceleration lower. We're under the 5s. Coming back to the 5s. See if they resell this now on the next attempt and I'll get short if they do. If not, I'm not going to play it because they can squeeze straight up to 45 and 70s. It's the worst location. So if I'm going to play this, I've got to be very, very careful. And I will lower my size because I've lost location now. If I am going to play it, I will trim my size right down. But we've got to lose this basically. All right, so we've built out liquidity here. We know the buyer's stuck at 570s. All right, he was stuck from here. We talked about it. And this player here is still stuck. All right, we're building out some form of bear flag. So we want to be careful because we can range here for a bit. But if we build enough liquidity out here and they let go of this and they let these sellers out, we can come into this, which is what we want. But 45s and 70s are key. Through 70s, they can lift all the way up to 625s. I'm still short bias. It's just that they might need relief. Possible to get to 25 twos. What's the bottom of my box? Yes, definitely possible. Definitely possible. This blue box is where I think we're heading, right? Somewhere in this blue box. Just depends if they want to run all those daily swing stops today or they save it for another day. I don't know what they want to do in terms of like whether they run it today or save it. Apple's holding up all right today, so that's helping the market. I mean, if Apple was 1% down today, I think we'd already be there. Right, big buyer, keep trying to come in here. Someone trying to absorb. If this guy gets stuck, he's going to get washed out. So someone keeps coming in here trying to gobble it up. They're adamant to try and hold this by the looks of it. A lot of liquidity being built out here. We have failed to break lower so far. It's worth noting. Right, shorts need to get out to the low of day to let themselves out. They are not able to do it. There you go, failing to break out lower, and that guy gobbled it right up, back all the way to 45s, and then might go back to 70s. And if we go through 70s, we're going to go 625s. So someone was gobbling up this grey box. Here's the move back towards the 45s. Then the 70s through the 70s, we're going to lift up into 630, 625. Right? This can still fail. This can still be a two-leg. I want you to understand this. Right? We can still do this and come down. All right, we can still do this. We can also not even get quite up there. We can pop that, we can fail inside, but this is still a build out of liquidity. They are trying to build liquidity here to come here. All right, it just depends whether they want to do that today or not. They can build out here for a long time, come all the way up here, dance around all day, and then tomorrow come and use that. They don't have to use this today. Back towards these 70s we go. We know 70s is a big level. Buyer's still stuck there at the moment, not being let out. So we still, same story as earlier. We still have sellers caught underneath 500. We have the buyer stuck at 70. If we lift 70, we can probably come up towards, you know, there's probably, if they lift, they probably a move up into here. Right? If they lift, if they let this guy out, there's probably a move up to here. A bull trap can happen in this space here for sure. So another big buyer coming in, 154 lot. He's just added at 65. So they're desperate to get through this 70. So now we have huge amount of delta between sort of 65 and 70 now, buy side delta. So even if we pop above that, we can note that for later, because if we come back below it, they're going to be stuck. How do you calculate 40% consistency on prop accounts? Well, just take your total profit, divide it by 100, and then times that by 40. I'll do it. Or just times it by 0.4 or whatever. Right, here's the lift back towards 625s. So through the 70s. So they might come up here, and then we'll see if they fail up here. And then I would be interested in a short up here if they fail in towards sort of 620s and around there. There's sixes. Big level. This is the opening range here as well, by the way. So sixes here. Can they get to 20s? Coming up to sort of 20s and 30s. Here's the squeeze. So this is what we expected. Now, do they fail here or do they come right to the top? Possible. Possible they come right to the top of value today. Here's 25s. So any peak out around here, I'll be seeing if there's a short opportunity back down. Especially watching SPY into 680s. There's probably a peak out here soon, I would imagine. Just depends how far they want to squeeze it. Back down towards these 10s. They're holding 10s at the moment. Seller coming in here at 25s. I don't like the top of this auction yet, but one more squeeze and I'd be interested. Here they go. Is the one more squeeze. How far can we go? Here we go. Let's see if we leave excess up here. Buyers coming flying in here. Maybe they get up to, what's this high? 58s and 80s. That'd be a giant squeeze if they could. So into VWAP would be 80s. Waiting for this to peter out. This is a squeeze back up. I think this will peter out and it'll offer a short. Here we go. So watching this same kind of trigger here, grey box, right? And if there is a short here, we're going to have to cover some into 580s if they do set up this short. Here we go. So 600's holding. I'm going to need to see duck under 600s and we get some follow through. Back towards the 580s. So in short now, a tiny piece just in case this is it. Don't love that auction at the high, but we might rotate back down here. Did SPY hit 680? Not yet. But we have left that grey box. I have to put a bit on here. And let's see if we can trade back down into this next grey box. Here we go. Lovely. All right, cover a little bit here into 600 just in case. I'd like this to come lower though. Am I from the UK? Yes, I am originally from the UK. I don't live in the UK, but I am originally from the UK. So looking for this. Remember, we talked about this. Could be a 2-leg. Can still fail. All right, we know 70s is big, right? If they don't protect 70s, we will wash straight back down here, folks. Okay, here comes the 70 check. So covering a piece into this. All right, and if we don't protect 70s, we will wash straight back down. Buyers are going to have to protect 70s here. This is the 2-leg. If they come under 70s, I will expect to trade all the way back to 500s, which would be a 120-point trade. So we're short from here, cover some here, look for this at the moment. All right, if they protect this and come back up, I will cut it. But at the moment, I'm short from here, covering some here, looking for this, and then maybe down into here, right? 2-leg, we talked about this. We can still do this move. Here we go. Here we fucking go. Come on, get under 70s. Let's stay heavy under here. Pay myself, and we'll just see now. First time tuning in from Boston. Amazing read on the market using order flow. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. So grey to grey, under 70s. Remember, the big buyer stepped in at 70s. This is why we're watching this, right? The big buyer stepped in at 70s. He stepped in again at 70s. If we fail 70s, we can cover a bit into 45, and then we're going to look for the 500s. Underneath the 500s, it's all sellers caught. But if we get under there, we have a wash right down into this blue box, which is what I think we can do. This is a squeeze back up to sell into. Understand the main order flow is down today, but we will respect these 70s. Here we go, folks. Here we go, folks. So into this 45s now, and under this, we're looking for 500s. Come on. Let's just fucking do it. It would be amazing if we do. Remember, this is where we're trying to trade down to. So this is a second attempt at the same trade. Sorry, I'm late putting this on, but I did tell you what I was looking for. I was making it clean. So covering some into here and 500s, and then top of this box, and then bottom of this box. Okay, I'm not risking all the way up there, by the way. I'm into here, this grey box. Right, any reclaiming this grey box, I will be done with it. Really don't even want it to reclaim 70s now. Big seller coming in here. We need follow through now. Don't want to see him get stuck. Do not want this player to get stuck who's coming in. Come on, accelerate down. Accelerate down, accelerate down, accelerate down. I don't want to squeeze back up. Accelerate down. Yes, lovely. Okay, here we go, folks. Woo! What do we talk about? Reclaim 70s, probably a squeeze up to 25s, 30s, and then I'll look for a failure. Perfect. Perfect. Hadouken! Okay, but you might... we got to watch this player here, okay? No reclaiming 70s. Reclaiming 70s, I'm really not interested in holding this. But we look good so far. There is a little imbalance to 75. I really don't want it back above that. I want to keep that buyer trapped now and use his pain to move lower. Yeah, they're new. Sorry, these are my new glasses. Yeah, these are like blue light glasses, but I am very, very blind. I have stigmatism in both my eyes from too much screen work over the years. And yeah, so I got these, some new Hugo Boss glasses at the weekend. Protect my eyes. They feel really nice on the screen. They might look dark to you, but they're barely anything in them. Barely any tint in them, just enough for the screen. And that bright light over there, which is always horrible. All right, really don't want to see this reclaim 70. There is imbalance at 75 if they really want to do it. In fact, there's imbalance all the way up to 604, but I really don't want to let it do that. So I would probably cut it and then re-add if needed. I just want this to stay heavy versus 70. It's going to make me very comfortable to hold for low of day if it does that. If it squeezes back up, I'll probably cut for profit and then re-add on a failure of 600. But we look good so far. We look good. All right, so this is another 100 points now. You're now up another 100 odd points, folks. And we're looking for down into here. Here comes the 500s. Oh, get out of my way. I am on a different level to these shitty little YouTubers you're watching. That's not me being arrogant, but like seriously, I watched some of the guys trade yesterday from bed relaxing. I was just like, what the fuck are these guys doing, honestly? Teaching people the worst stuff. All right, 500s on deck here, so you can pay yourself a little bit in front of 500s, under 500s. I am expecting a low of day underneath this 500. I'm expecting right down to this blue box, but we've paid ourselves into this, right? So we've paid ourselves into this, and under this, I'm looking for this blue box. And we can now try and use 45 as protection, ideally, but we'll see. Again, 520s, big put wall, right? 520s, big put wall. We need to get under this. 520s, big put wall. We get under this, we're looking for this move here. So my blue box, I'm looking to pay myself in here. The puts, people playing options, that's your put wall at 310. But I would just like anywhere into that blue box would be ideal. Ideally, they don't save it for tomorrow. They might well save it for tomorrow. Hopefully, they don't save it for tomorrow. Don't want to see a squeeze up of over 45, really. If they go over 45, they're going to go 70. I don't want to give too much back here. It's been a great trade. Here's the 45 test. If they go over 45 and base, they're going to look for a squeeze back to 70, and I'll cut the runner. We can still be a high low here technically, but it can also be a lower high. But I would imagine if we're going to do grey box to grey box, we're going to do this. I would like to see this build out and come down into here, please, Mr. Chart, Mr. Market Maker. But we're going to pay ourselves no matter what. What's a put wall? You can just use it as a support system for options, right? Here we go. Here we go. Come on, baby. Come on to the 500s. Come on, governor. You fucking geese. Thanks, Sean. Welcome to the team. Alex was cleaning on Saturday and put your volume profile on YouTube, and I watched all your volume videos. Wow, I learned a lot. Awesome, man. Yeah, so much free stuff on my YouTube, honestly. Volume decreasing as we go down. Yeah, it's because people are starting to cover into this level, but it doesn't mean anything yet. Just give it time. Give it time. All that really matters right now, right, is that we trapped up here, which is what we expected, right, over 570. Where there's a buyer call at 570. We trapped above. We've traded under. We're still underneath. We can build out here for a while, and once we get rid of this, we can get down into here if we're lucky. Either way, we've positioned ourselves and paid ourselves. No matter what, we've positioned ourselves and paid ourselves. We're not long today. At no point have I told you to be long today, all right? I told you where this would probably go if you wanted to long, and I told you I was going to stay short on it, all right? I'm going to stay short on it because I would like to see this market trade lower. Here we go. Here we come, 500s. Grey to grey. You can cover a bit here, and we're just going to hold now. Please come and puke this thing out. Give us a like 300 or 400 pointer today. VIX breaking out higher day here on the VIX. I think SPY wants to go 75, honestly. It looks like it wants to go 75 if it can break down. It all depends on this level that we're at right now. In fact, while we do this, let's move my stop in. I am going to go and get a refill of the coffee. I will be right back. We will do some giveaways. How many people are currently watching? Let's have a quick look. How many are watching? How many likes do we have? Oh, there we go. Let's remove that. So over 2,000 of you watching, 790 likes. That means 50% of you have not hit that like button, even though you've had numerous 100-pointers on trade. Smash those likes. I'll come back. We'll do a giveaway. And let's see if we can get this blue box, folks. All right, I will be right back. Oh, still looking great. It's still looking great. Here we go. Under the fives. Let's go. Let's go. Just take out the lows. Just stop even fucking around. Just go and do it. We all know where you're going. Take the fives out. Go and wash. What are we up in this now? Where's my mouse? Where's my mouse? All right. Lower days, 150 pointer. Into this is 230 points. And where's that next wall? 310s. All right, 310s is where the option market will want to save it. I want it all the way down to here and below. All right, it's what I want. Because I'm greedy. I'm a greedy man. To be honest, Alex, it's about your coffee break. Every time you go, either lose an entry or go straight to TP. But the difference is this time I'm already in a trade, right? So, like, I'm not waiting for it. I'm already in it. That's all that matters. So we're 2 for 2 for day. Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. If you're trading SPY, watch 675 here, folks. Oh, get out. Get down. All right, you can pay yourself a little bit here if you want. You can pay yourself a bit here. We are at lower day. It would be silly not to. I would really like us to trade down into here. So I'm looking for the IB expansion down into here now. Think about what we've just seen. Think about what we've just seen. Think about this, right? What's happened in here, especially in here? Oh, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy it. Oh, we have to squeeze back up. High of day. We have to go high of day. Oh, my God, we're breaking out. Buy it. Oh, fuck. Right? Fuck. Right? That's the psychology of it. Right? This is what we look for a short for continuation. Why? It is a two-leg pullback with a run of stops with buyers getting caught into a key level that we can sell into, and then we now know we have all that liquidity built out that we can use. We can use all their stops to try and get down into here, right? So that's what I look for in a continuation. Like I said, if you're adamant on buying, you could have taken this to this, but I'm not looking for moves like that. I'm looking for moves like this, right? I'm looking for the juicy stuff. I'm not looking for moves like this. I'm looking for moves like this. All right, I'm looking for the big boy stuff. I don't care about that stuff that much. Unless I miss the big boy stuff, then it forces me to play the other way. Again, you would not want to see a reclaim of 500 here. That's the one thing I'd say you do not want to see. You can see that retest of that same level. They are offering a little bit higher, but really, if you really wanted to, you could defend 41s. But I would really, for me, I need to see this stay heavy here right now. Otherwise, I will probably cut it and look for a re-entry. What's the 370 level? I'll show you. Getting ready to cut this if they start for a squeeze up. I'm not going to give too much back. All the time we're holding 500s, we look okay. Move my stop down. All right. Zoom out. Hourlies. 370s. Where we, on an hourly, caught a little bit of a bid. It's a bit of a dance in here, basically. So we dipped in and held. So you could even call it 400. So 400s, 350s, somewhere around here on an hourly. And if we zoom back, all right, same here. Could probably move this up, couldn't I? Could probably be here, to be honest. But yeah, somewhere around here, 400s, all the way down into this low. All right, so just hourly sort of levels. Remember, they're just levels there or thereabouts. We watch all the flow as we come into those levels. Right, but we know structurally. Why has it lost everything? Don't do that. Can we get that, please? Right, structurally, we're very, very thin. Make this up a little. All right, look how thin we were under here. Right, once we lose 550s, we're very thin. Right, you could say this is a good auction because we're so thin. I would say I don't like it because we've been here a few times and we probably need to liquidate this level. Remember the 200 days down here as well. Let's just remind ourselves where that 200 day is. It's currently at 390s, 380s, 390s. All right, so the 200 day. We lose the 200 day, right? When we liquidate these guys, which we talked about earlier, and we get the 5-day and 20-day trading down, right? Then we're going to do what? We're going to develop this downtrend, and we're going to look for. We can even think about a measured move outside of all this liquidity. Even if you were going to do a measured move of this, and we can do a measured move of the bear flag of this. All right, you can see this is indicating to me that we're going to come 23,000s, right? Because it's a 100% of the bear flag and a 1.5% of the whole of the top range. And look what we have here. Oh, there is a pivot towards these 23,000s, right? We have a big pivot and we have a volume node. So at the moment, I'm not saying we do that in one go, but at some point this year, probably in Q1, we find a drift into here, and probably after that we find a bid back up. All right, and that will be our buying opportunity, at least for a swing. We look good. We still look okay here. We rejected the 500s. Okay, any reclaim of 500s, I'll be out. I want to see this break down and make a new low now, though. Do not want it to fail to break down. Remember, shorts have probably anyone smart is in this with us, or they've joined late. Right, you do not want to see this hold. If this holds here, shorts will get squeezed out and we do that again. We don't want that. We just want this to just do one of these and a wash. This will make our life really easy. If they save this, maybe they come back for it later in the day. I don't use the EMA for daily. I use an SMA, but yes, it did. If you were on the newsletter, you will know we're looking for that. But, you know, if we reapproach that daily 200 SMA again, it won't be the first time. It's not a fresh level. It's not the first bounce. You can't hear me. Something wrong's with your stuff then. You changed my trading. I've left the darkness. You're a fabulous mentor. Thanks a million. You're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. Volume and order flow is taking all the stress out of my trading. Because it's taking the guesswork out for you, probably. It's probably taking the guesswork out. You're no longer looking at imaginary levels made up by a weird old man. You're probably looking at real levels, which are literally in front of you, created by institutions. Here we go. Just trying to break down. We're trying to get under this level now. Just made 1,500. Thank you, brother. You're welcome. Spy wants to flush it. Yeah, Spy wants 675. Keep telling you. Spy wants 675. But you need to respect the initial balance, right? Just depends if they need to play games. Right? If they need to play games, we need to build out more liquidity. Right? If they need to play games, and if they stop me out here, they might run up here, and then, you know, I can think about a re-entry if they want to do that again. This is the problem. When we don't have enough build out, they build more out, trap more buyers in to go lower. All right, I'm about to stop out here. If we get a close above this level, maybe I can use, what's that node there? 20. Maybe I'll use 20 because we have a node here at 20. I'm going to use this as my stop, folks, okay? I'm going to use this as my stop right now. So any reclaim of 20, I'll be out. Hopefully they don't do the old spike, run Alex out, and then we go. It's what happened every day last week, as we well know. Alex got run out every day last week for like 100-point profit, and then it would go another 300-400 without me. The good thing is, folks, because we've seen this well today, we have a good understanding of what the market's doing. We have prime location. We have good position, so we don't need to chase the market down here. Come on, nice rejection of 500. Come on, just break the lows and fucking puke it, for goodness sake. You don't need to say sorry to me. The bot that bans you for caps, it's automated. Don't worry about it. Where did I enter? Up here. Up here. We talked about it on stream. I was literally saying I'm putting some on here. I think I'd put one on. I might have taken it off and then had another go. Was that trade or the first trade? I can't remember. But yeah, I'm short from leaving this grey box up here at 30s. I've already covered some, and we are looking to get into this blue box. All right, so I would mark out, do you know what? I'm going to do the put wall on here so you can remember it. 310, 310. Here's your put wall. All right, put wall there. And just watch SPY. If you're trading options on SPY, 675. Underneath that, you're through the... oh my God, I'm going to have to look for weeklies after that. Any weeklies under 675? Under 675, you're looking at 670. But your 0 DTE is 675. There isn't anything else. So you're going to have to look for 670 under 675. You're very close. Yeah, exactly. November lows. It's what we would like. Just whether they want to do it now or not. Was almost wiped in my personal account, but following have received my account this month. Thanks a lot. Oh, nice. You've revived, I think you mean. Oh, I misread. Yeah, you've revived it following me. Well done. What do you look for as a chance to scale into a winner? The same thing we look for in exhaustion, right? I'm going to watch this. If it reclaims 20s, I'm out. Want 500 to stay heavy. All right, so if I was looking to scale, right, here was a good chance earlier. I think we talked about this. Fail, like pop, fail, VWAP. Pop, fail above, down. All right. In here, you have buyers getting trapped into key levels. So if you in some here, add some, cover, reclaim, out, back to this same level where we have this node, add, definitely don't be adding down here, way too dangerous, for example. But you don't want to, in my mind, I mean, I'm not the guy that's like short. Sometimes I'll be short to get size on, but then I want to add on pops. You want to add on the trade coming back towards you. You don't want to add at the lows because then you're moving your average too far down. You want to add on pops where you see buyers getting trapped. I'm going to sneeze here. Sorry, folks. How do I calculate the put and call ratios? Dude, I use Tanaki? Tanuki. Sorry, I said it wrong. I use Tanuki. You have to pay for it. You'll see them on here. It will come on in a second. There you go. So right here. So I use Tanuki. All right, I'm now out of this, folks. Out of this. Let it build out some more liquidity. So we hit the best TP we got was lower date. If this does the old dance, which it does to me every day last week, there is a seller up here at 550s. If it wipes me out at fucking 520s and comes back down, I will cry. It will be just another day of it not letting me get my runners. But I do expect it to need to build out more liquidity right now. You want to be careful that IB trade, obviously. We're holding IB. VWAP is up here at 590s. If this now fails back underneath, you cheeky bugger if it does it. I'm on Tradeify and I don't understand top placement. Big Will, I don't know what to tell you there, my friend. I don't trade using Tradeify. Do you mean you don't understand how to put a stop on? Okay, this is trying to lift towards these 50s now. So this edge here, it's trying to lift towards these 50s. Let's get rid of that. So I'm done with this at the moment. I will consider re-entry maybe if I see more get trapped again. Do you have I have a Discord you can sub on? YouTube delays are annoying. I mean, dude, it's like between 2 and 6 seconds delayed, assuming you're not literally the other side of the world. It shouldn't be big, and I don't have it on Discord while I'm doing this. Any big players on the tape? Yeah, you got guys trying to force this market up here. This is 121 lot just came in at 20s. He's re-added a few times. It might just be a short stop like me getting stopped out there using it. It's point of control now down here as well. I would like to see us expand the developing week, right? I'd really like us to move value area low this week down towards these 200s. Would be really good. Maybe even lower if we can snap. Is Discord still available through doing the course? Yes. 699, not 799. 699 and Discord comes with that. So squeeze back up. Like I said, I'm out of this. I cut at 520s, folks. So we got over 100 points out of it. Best cover was about 150 points. Here's the squeeze back up, all the way back up. So you might get the IB to VWAP trade here. So I just said, you've got to be careful the IB to VWAP trade. IB to VWAP trade. And if they get through that, IB to VWAP trade. And that'll be the top side again. And we might well build out volume here. And it might build out here for the whole session today. And I'm not against it doing that. It will really set up well for later in the week if we do that. In fact, what do we have? We've got news drivers later in the week. I've got to remind myself. Jobless claims Thursday would be a good one. And PMI and PCE Friday and consumer sentiment. Let's see how much they can cook the books again, shall we? I don't know if anyone saw that. We had millions of less jobs than they stated. Surprise, surprise. All right, back to this 570. So that 570 level remains big. So squeeze back up. So they protected the put wall. Done with this now. They might reshort this back down again, but I don't. Now we've built out so much volume. We really wanted this to just go here, right? This would have made it easy. We almost have to wait now because a short here, you would have to cover this. I don't like it now. It's very, very dangerous, right? We might dance between here. I almost prefer it to build out volume, lose this, and then offer that reshort, even though location there will be terrible. If we've built out enough and trapped enough, I'd be more interested in it. But manage it as you want. Like I said, that buy is still there from 570s. If they squeeze that through there, they're looking for 625s again. Same kind of thing as earlier, right? What time frames am I looking at nodes on volume other than previous day, previous week? Like hourlies. Like I mark them out from the day before each day. So even on lower time frame from the day before. But like what if we've left it and we're not trading back to it, I don't keep it on the screen. Can we get a re-entry? I'd be patient now. If you're looking for a re-entry of the short, I'd be patient now. All right, because we're not finding acceptance underneath the IB or underneath current value. All right, this is developing weak value is here. All right, we'll keep trading to the midpoint and failing. This is developing weak point of control. We've just reclaimed. So I'm not really interested in trading in here now. All right, we've short. It might be under here I get more interested. I want to be very careful trading in here. I'm still short bias, but if too many shorts keep piling in, they're going to do this move up here and then maybe tank it. Give you a readout on the mag as well, because Amazon's caught a bid. All right, so Tesla 3.28% down, Nvidia 1.13% down, Microsoft 0.90% down, Meta 1.11% down, Google 2.21% down, Amazon 0.72% up, and Apple 1.64% up. We can have a look at Apple. It's probably coming into an area that we said if it doesn't reclaim, that's where the failure will come. It's probably already done it. Bidding there. Let's go over hourly. Give me a second. Yeah. So where all those buyers got caught. Right here. We're not reclaiming. So I still think this is push, fail, and we'll probably trade lower. Unless they reclaim 65s. 65s is a squeeze back up to 72s. But yeah, for me, I'm just going to chill for a minute. Let this market calm down for a sec. And we'll choose what's next. And we'll do a giveaway because there's over 1,000 likes. Well done, folks. Give me a second. Do I use any indicators like MACD or RSI? I do not. That's not to say they don't work. I do believe they work, especially on the higher time frames, especially if you're looking for divergence, but I don't use them. What the chances of being a morning rising star? What do you mean? On the daily candle are you talking about? No idea. I can't even tell you how valuable your stream is. The confirmation that I'm understanding what's happening is going to change my life. You are the answer to my prayers. That's very kind of you. Did they let the guy out 70s? Well, we're above him right now, right? So that's your grey box. So if we're above him, he's comfortable. All right, if we're above him, he's comfortable. If we're under him, he's not very comfortable. And we're like right at him, really. So we can do this move again if they keep holding. Like, I don't want to trade in here and I don't want to trade in here. I just want to let them now do what they want. We've had 2 attempts, folks, all right? We've had this trade, really nice trade. We've had this trade, really nice trade. Let them just fuck around for a while now. Look left. Look left. All right, we're building out. Let them build out. Look at this. Look at where our value is. All right, we're starting to see rotation. So probably fade from here back down, dip from here back up, and then maybe later in the day they use this volume. For me, anyone new on stream, for me, I try and avoid rotations. I will trade the pro trend, right? If I think we're going to catch them and trade lower. But once we've reclaimed, I try and avoid the rotation. Some of you, if Tyson's in here, probably just took IB to VWAP. That's a legit trade setup. This to this is a legit trade setup. Where are you placing developing week point of control from? I don't place the point of control. You mean value? From the Sunday open, mate. From Sunday open. Up over 5K. Can't wait for my new combines to renew. Thanks, Alex. No worries. I signed up for the free indicator last week, but I never got it. Is there something else I need to do? You might have made a typo. Just give it to me now. What's your trading view name? TFSU5N. If you just give me your trading view name, I'll do it for you now. Yeah, we're going to do an Apex giveaway and we're going to do a course giveaway. Top tips for new traders, please, Alex. I don't want to only copy trade. Slow down. Find a mentor that you like. Find a trading style that you like. Stick to it. Doesn't need to be me. There's someone else that you like trading with. There's lots of ways to trade, but just learn a way of trading. Learn how to read structure, and then just stick to one setup. Just master one setup. Don't try and master lots and lots of stuff. Just become really good at one thing, and then once you're really good at one thing, you can look at some other setups. Like I talk about, golf is not a game of perfect. You start playing golf, start with an 8 iron. Get around a course with an 8 iron. If you start getting out your big Bertha, you're going to start losing balls. It's the same with this, right? So just get around a course with an 8 iron. It might be that 8 iron is a opening range trade. It might be that it's a pullback. You know, something nice and easy, and develop your skill base from there. Don't try and rush. It's traders who try and rush. They try and do everything at once, and they get themselves caught. Bought the Flow Zone course last Saturday. Where can I join the Discord? Go to the end of the course. It's there. Tells you what you need to do. Any chance of a Lucid giveaway? They've not replied to me in asking for some accounts to give away, but maybe. How do you have your VP on the edge by price? Mine keeps saying at the edge with inside bars. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Brian. These indicators, which indicators? These ones on my website. A version of it comes for free with the course that I always talk about. Starting to see the flow zones flatten out a bit here, folks. I'm trying to find, did that guy put his name in? I couldn't see it. There you go. There's Tyson. Look. Darth Nougat. Look at that. IB to VWAP. Surprise, surprise. See, someone just talked about how to start trading. Tyson takes that trade. That is Tyson's trade. Every day, IB to VWAP. There's his trade. That's him done for the day. Thanks very much. Tyson makes his money and leaves. That's it. That is trading. Just being really good at one trade is all you need. You can literally have a career in trading by having one setup that you look for. What do you do? What do you view footprint M5M? What do you view? Do you mean what time frame? I use a 1 minute and a 5 minute. Yeah. IB to VWAP. What do I mean? The initial balance, this purple line, right? There's a trade from this initial balance to the VWAP. Maybe it gets up to this VWAP. All right. So Tyson, Only one of my students, he only trades this. That's his trade, IB to VWAP. That is literally his trade. So he's just got it. So he would have waited for that setup. Now he's got it. I'm looking for the guy here. Can't see the guy putting his name in for the free indicator. Maybe I'm blind. Maybe just re-put it. Sorry, mate. There's so much chat here. It's hard for me to see it. Whoever's asked about that, maybe just redo the form for me and I'll go through it again. I'll go through it again. Yeah, everyone asking, courses pinned to the top. What software do I use for reading the tape? Bookmap and Footprint on Ninja. Nageol. Let's try that. Right, you've been added. I've added you because I've just seen you. There's another one there. Anthony. Sorry, guys. Let's just add these. Anthony. JR. A filler. There you go. Let's see you. Right, you've been added. Anthony, added you as well. KUPJAY. You guys will need to sign up though. If I'm doing this, you won't have access to it unless you've signed up, even if I add you, because you're going to need the link. I always take the previous day point of control, previous day, daily break trades, became good at them. There you go, red candles. Yeah, so that's your setup, right? So you understand your setup. That's all that matters. There's so many ways to trade, right? Some people love ranges. So some people will now be looking, right? Some people would have like bought this dip here, regardless of IB, like they'll trade this to here and they'll be looking to fade this back down to POC and back down. This is what I avoid. I avoid the liquidity building stage of the market. I'm not interested in this stage of the market. I like the stage of the market when we're aggressive. For me, it's preference. Any swings today? I haven't put any new swings on, no. No. I'm looking for the market to trade lower before I do that. I will consider, if the market catches a bid this week and pops up, I will consider an SQQQ swing. But other than that, I'll be looking for dips long term. No, you okay? You going in? Now? Okay. I'll come and see you in a minute. Just sign up, guys, if you like. You understand that what you're signing up for is this indicator, right? It's not the one on the screen. It's this. It's the Trend Friend Pro. So lots of you saying it. You have to do the Trend Friend Pro video and sign up there, and I'll do it all after the stream. Would your core strategy help in the Asia market? Yeah, all markets are the same. Even if you don't trade NQ, right? It doesn't matter what you trade. Stocks, bonds, they all work the same way. Any time frame, doesn't matter what you trade. AVP 9:30 open. 9:30 open. I'm considering switching from Thinkorswim to Ninja. Much cheaper commissions. Is Ninja availability stable? Seems like I heard people say it's been down from time to time. Every now and again, there's some issues, but same with all these platforms, right? Okay, so squeeze back up. So you might get a second view up here, Tyson. I'd be watching 680 here on SPY. So it's already through the 690s. I'd be watching the 680 here on SPY. If it gets through 680, 682-ish, but I doubt it gets through there. So here's the squeeze back up. Who's turned on the boosters here? Someone's turned on the boosters. And we're going to come back for all the way up here. I would say there's probably another short setting up sooner rather than later, because we're probably going to find no acceptance outside of value. I would imagine this is going to be a like look above and a trade back down towards 70s at some point. It's not something I'm going to trade, but I'm just telling you what I'd imagine. At some point there's going to be some sort of look above and fail. How have we built this volume out here? So rotational market now. We've had the trades back into rotation. We've got an hour left. I need to do this giveaway, don't I? Hang on. Okay. Okay. Code FCT for Apex and all your favorite prop firms. Other than, as we always say, TPT, you can use code Flowzone. But for everyone else, use code FCT. Type it in chat once. Now we'll give away a free Apex account to someone. Give you guys a minute. Please don't spam, guys. You only need to do it once. Okay, you only need to do it once. All right, so you might get a look above and fail here. Somewhere around this area, there's probably a look above and fail. And then there's probably a trade back down to sort of 615s, 600s. I'm not going to play it. I'm just telling you, I would imagine somewhere in here is a look above and fail and a trade back down to this edge here, and then maybe all the way down here. So there's probably somewhere in here a look above and a fail back down to here again, as they've now run these stops. And there's probably a trade back down into that. We've got lots of imbalances here. So, and you can watch that 70s level again, all right? So back under 70s, you can see bigger failures again. So currently holding these buy side imbalances from the squeeze back up. Like I said, I will not be trading this. I'm just telling you what I would imagine will happen based on the range being developed. And look at SPY, it hit 680 and failed. Surprise, surprise. Give you guys another minute to do this. What a great start to the week, though. Really good start to the week. We've been on a heater this year, it's for sure. It's been great. It's been great. Okay, give you guys 10 more seconds and we'll pull this winner for the Apex accounts. Yeah, only once, just write it once. People who've done it more than once, you can see they're being pulled out. There's lots of people being pulled out for spam. I did say it already. If you do it more than once. 3, 2, 1. Winner is United by United 8226. United by United 8226. Are you here? United by United. Let me know you're here in chat, please, my friend. United by United 8226. There you are. Okay, all you need to do, send me an email, please. I'm going to make a note of your name. Send me an email to info@flowzonetrader.com. And just send me a screenshot, please, of you logged into YouTube. All right, just so I know it's you. So I know it's you, and then I'll sort you out the free Apex account. Okay, so previous day, value area low, sort of coming into that area. QQQ into 600s will be a big level. So do we get a reaction up there? Probably a reaction coming soon, I would imagine. Like I said, I think they will set a trap somewhere in here. We will get extended. We'll get extended somewhere in here. And then if we collapse back below this, there's probably that trade. So I'd be, if you're adamant on it, I'd be watching to see if they set a trap somewhere in here. I do not think we will turn this whole market around and go flying back upside. I find that somewhat surprising, but I guess you never know. I guess you never know. Skipper, thanks for joining. Very kind of you. Josh, you're absolutely mental. Look at her go. Nice bag, playing that bullish divergence with bullish news. Sellers are fucked. Really? You think from here, sellers are fucked, do you? Come on, mate. Come on, mate. No seller is fucked. The only seller's fucked is someone stupid enough to short down here without seeing this. But like no seller's fucked right now, mate. They really aren't. They really aren't. There was some consolidation here. They reclaimed 20s. They're having a squeeze up. But if your expectation is like, you know, up here today or something, I think you're going to come unstuck, mate. I think you'll find that we're in a rotation and building liquidity out. Retail selling at the bottom. Okay, yeah. Maybe some retail selling at the bottom. Yes, I would agree with that. But like higher time frame sellers, no. Definitely not. Definitely not, right? And if we look at the top of the day, I mean, we've got buyers caught 800s and above. I think they're going to set a trap in here for the bulls. I think you'll see bulls chase in at some point, and then they'll resell this back down for the rotation. I don't think value will move too much higher, but we'll see. Just give it time. We've got an hour left. All I'm saying is don't be too aggressive, my friend. Please don't be too aggressive. Questions about point of control. Since it's the heaviest volume area and price is typically attracted to it, do you avoid taking trades away from it? I avoid trading around the point of control unless it's a test of it, right? Because it's fair value. So currently we've deemed this fair value on the day and fair value on the week currently, since Sunday is here. All right, so we're trying to bid up. We're looking for higher prices at the moment. I'm not trying to bid up. I'm going to wait to see if they trap. But I try and avoid trading these areas, like I said. But, like, for example, if we were going to go and test an old area of value, if this wanted to be very aggressive today and come up here, then I would be looking for an A+ short opportunity in here because I would expect some reaction. I don't think we'll go that high today. I think the trap will be set in here somewhere for bulls. That's what I would imagine. And we're coming to the 600 level on GEX level on the QQQ, right? So somewhere around here is interesting level. Need a good W after watching England-Scotland. Oh, mate, how depressing was that? I don't not understand how we keep fucking up the midfield. Like, as someone that used to play 12, what are they doing playing Tommy at 13 and Dingwell at 12? I thought Ajomo had a great game at 12. When was it? Autumn Internationals. And I thought, you know, Ollie Lawrence was nailed on for a Lions test had he not had his injury. Why are we not playing guys who play in those positions and moving Tommy out to the wing? Don't get it. I don't get it, honestly. But I'm not coach, so what does it matter what I think? Double bottom indicates to IB high. Is that a like a high probability strat? Might well be. Yeah, if we're consolidating a POC, I definitely stay out. No interest. Which stock is this? This is futures market. This is the NQ, Nasdaq. Very different from the Wales game. But Scotland are a very different team to Wales. You know, they're full of quality players. Ali, nothing better than being Scottish and having a green day. I'm actually Scottish, but I don't support them. I do not support them. Do I think England will win the World Cup under Tuchel? No, definitely not. Correct, Mark. Correct, Mark. Yeah. How do you figure out the trap traders? We have to see them on the tape. Do you have any indicators I can use using Delta? Well, this is a Delta indicator here, but not currently for TradingView. Okay, so they're lifting all the way up to previous day. So up they go, and they're trying to squeeze higher and higher and higher. Remember, we had the buyers caught this morning at 800. One of you had a stat back to IB high. You might well be right. We're already through the 600, so maybe we're going to go 602. There is a cool wall at 603 on SPY, so maybe they're going to lift all the way up. It would be an impressive lift to go that far up. We get thick up here. You can see we get thick up here from this morning. We get thick up here. We're very steep. This is a squeeze. Be very careful. I would not be buying up here, even if it goes higher. Look how steep you are. You have not built out any liquidity. This is a tiny back test of this area. I'd be very, 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 very careful up here, folks. If you were long, some of you are long for this squeeze, make sure you are paying yourself on this squeeze up. IB video not available. Really? Wow. Has someone banned it? That is... Why would that not be available? Let me have a look. That's pretty upsetting. I haven't had any notification. Maybe it's a YouTube error. Yeah, I have it. It's here. I can see it. Yeah. Works for me. You scared me then. I don't know where you've been all my life, but I'm glad I found you. You opened up my eyes to a lot of stuff. Nice. Look at the squeezing on video. I mean, let me have a look. Yeah, 185 is going to be massive on Nvidia. Massive. Through that 87.5, but it's going to be massive level on Nvidia. For what you're saying, you need level 2, right? Tape. What are you asking for? For the tape, yeah, you would need level 2. Yeah, I think I think then maybe YouTube's doing some like recoding or something. It's nothing to do with mine. Everything's there. Okay, into the grey box. Remember, this is where we got stuck earlier. Buyers got stuck at 800 and above. So what they do here now is important. SPY's completed that move to 82s and initial balance high. So if SPY can base over IB high, it would look for 685. But that would be a very, very, very impressive move for it to do it. You just never know. Oh. The link works? Okay, awesome. Well, they're big players on the tape. Anyone on NQ? Yeah, of course. I mean, there's always big players, guys. I don't know what you're asking. What do you mean? What are their levels? I mean, same levels up here. Can wait for them to get aggressive at the moment. The last guy that got aggressive was down at the 700s. There was a buyer at 700s forcing the squeeze. We've got a little bit of a bid caught at 85s, but I think this has still got potentially wants to come and test these 800s. And we've got two little nodes here, same node as earlier, right? So they can keep trying to catch a bid here into 50s if they really want and try and like really finish this squeeze out. But this is very, very thin. I think there's going to be a reprice down to 57s at some point, right? So the question is, it's not letting me draw, right? Do they finish this or do they lose this, do this, and then come back for it? We're not thick until we get down here. I mean, it could reprice all the way down. It's just a giant squeeze up at the moment. Depends how much more they want to do, right? Sellers trying to step in here. Back to this little edge of the node. So if we lose this, maybe we come down to 59. But like I said, they might want to re-squeeze this and complete the clear out of the high. Do we trade IB to VWAP? You can trade both. You can trade at IB high to VWAP as well, but you gotta look for a failed auction. The nicest trade here, you might get divergence. The nicest trade here would be a clear out, fail, back down to VWAP. That would be the nicest trade. Clear out, run the stops, fail, back down to VWAP. That would be your IB high to VWAP trade. If we base above, that doesn't happen. Can you link the volume chart you use? For Ninja, you mean? Yeah. A second. That's what I use for Ninja. No, we're not looking at gold right now. We're looking at NQ right now. I'm going to wait to see if it sets something up. I can look for gold afterwards. I don't trade gold. I help you guys out when I can, but we're watching now to see what setup comes. So I'm interested in how we act up here. Previous day, I used the New York time. Previous week, I used the whole every session. For me, CQG over Rhythmic, but each their own. All right, so they're holding this little node. They might try and complete this move here and clear out these stops. It's what they're trying to do at the moment. Remember, we've got buyers stuck over 800. They might try and complete this move and then offer this later, which would be fun if they do. Has ES done it yet? Not quite. So ES yet to do it as well. There's no, Chris, there's no like special setting on my Bookmap. I'll do a video on it, but there's literally, there's no like secret sauce. It's just reading order flow. Right, so they're going to come and try and clean out these stops. So 800s, we had a seller, a buyer call at 810s this morning. We'd like to see it pop through all of that and then fail back down. That's going to offer like the best trade probably. ES has now done that move. So ES, if it really wants to go to 85s, it can. And 185 on videos, again, the same level. Seller stepping in here at 84s at the moment. So above 84s, they can try and clear out the highs. Obviously, I'm not playing this long. I'm going to wait to see if they can peek out, trap buyers, and then I will look for the short. Big seller coming in here. 125 lot, trying to hammer this back down. He's still being absorbed for now. Sell of the century inbound. Maybe. I mean, we can't rule out. There is a chance this week they want to get back to the 900s and 25,000 for the giant sell. That would be really good for a swing position. I would consider a swing short 25,000 to 25,400. I would consider a swing short on NQ if it comes in there and traps a lot of bulls. But we'll see. It's got to do it first. Okay, back to this same level. Come on, come and clear out. Is that previous day high? Where's my mouse? Yeah. So ES took out the low from Friday and is trying to get back up to the high from Friday. It's got a little pivot here at 70, which is interesting. We just cleared out the higher day on ES. Sellers still coming in here at 83. So sellers keep hammering 783, 785 on NQ. I would prefer to see this peak higher first. Do I put any weight on SMT? Like divergence, I wouldn't say weight. It interests me, like especially if like one clears a level and like, you know, we're trading the weaker asset. We are trading the weaker asset, so it's less likely that NQ clears the level, more likely that ES does, which is what we've seen so far. Okay, back down to this same node down here. This is important how we act here. They can trap below, but if we stay heavy under this, there is potentially a trade all the way back down to 700 and 660s. I would prefer we clear this out. I would prefer we clear this, then lose this, and then offer this trade back down here. This would be a nice trade. Is there a redo? Back on again. Yeah. Move these. These are what we got today. We got to this, and the best cover was this here. We'll wait now to see if it offers another, or if we're going to go on a giant ripper, in which case there will be no fade. It's just pumping, bro. I mean, yes, I know. I know what it's doing. That's why we're waiting to see if it can clear out. You want to buy up here because you see it going up? You want to buy up here because you see it going up? Not for me. Will I look to enter again? Yeah, like I just said, if we can clear out the highs, I'm watching this 602, 603 on NQ as well. If we can clear out these highs, 805 and 850, very, very big on the Qs. If we can clear out these highs, 805 is massive, which is where we're just trading. Ideally, we clear them out. If we can't clear them out their highs, I will still look for this trade here. Right, I'll look for this backside if we lead these. But ideally, the A plus would be that. We have to wait right now, right? We're just in a big liquidity pool. We have a buyer caught at 810 from earlier, and we haven't tested him yet. 805 is a big level. I think I want to see this clear out all the liquidity above, trap a load of bulls, and then see what's what. Mate, people like that are like pretty dumb. Like index shorting is really stupid, is it? Is it? Is it? Or is it stupid for people that don't know how to trade? How's index buying worked out for people this year who've been, you know, buying at 25,000, 26,000? How's that worked out for people? How about the rule to this game is understanding key levels? If you're index buying right now and we see a 20% pullback on this market, you're going to be fucked, aren't you? Alex loves index buying long term, but he likes buying off value. And right now, it needs to go a lot lower for me to really want to be buying this market in terms of swing positions. As those know who have turned up on stream, I am long on many things right now which are considerably oversold and comfortably in the money. But I think we can move lower this quarter. I think it's a strong chance. Like right now, I'm still long Apple, Oracle, AMD, Hood, Meta, BTC. Long all of those. Long Microsoft and flat. Long Amazon down a little bit. Long Netflix down a little bit. And I'm looking to add into those as they aggressively sell for long-term positions, as in 1 to 5 year positions. But to day trade and think you should only trade long is fucking moronic. If you did that last week, you would have blown everything up. So don't say something so silly. I was long Hood off that big sell. And I was up like 22% within 24 hours, and we sold a lot of our chunk, and I'm still holding a piece. All right, we're still trapping up here. We're still dancing between these two levels. Okay, we're very extended on this move. I expect this market, if it leaves sort of 50s, we will come back down. There's probably 100 points in here, folks. We're very thin here. There's probably 100 points between here that it will do. It can trap here, so that's why I'd rather it does this, then it's got less reason to trap to do this move. That's what I will be looking for. If it can clear out first. Oh. Guess who needs a pee? You fucking know this is going to do it the moment I need to leave and go for a pee. I'm going to do it. I got to go for a pee. I'll be right back. Oh, has he got back just in time? What are we doing? Oh. Right, buyer at 60s. They caught a few buyers upside here, but still holding between these two nodes. We're waiting to see here if there's an entry. And to be very careful if it's not going to clear out. It's going to make it very hard, but ES has cleared out. SPY can hold 82s. Under 82, SPY can drift all the way back to 80s. And we haven't got to 602s yet on QQQ either. So we have had some big lot sellers come in here in the 70s. If we keep rejecting 70s, there's a chance it's going to wash. Here we go. Watching this now into this imbalance. If they let go of this, there's a big wash coming. Like I said, there's a 100-pointer here. There is a 100-pointer in this, folks. I'm in this now, leaving this. I'm paying myself a little bit of this wick just in case. I don't want to hear you weren't prepared. Do not want to hear it. I do not want to hear you weren't prepared. All right, covering a little bit here into 30s. I really want to see this wash all the way down. We can look at this node here into 700. So do not want to hear any nonsense. No nonsense. I had you prepared for this. Let's go. Blah, 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 blah. Don't want to hear it. Do not want to hear it. Right, let's get down into here, please. So any further rejection of 50s or add on. Previous day value area low might be a little cover point here. If we see a further rejection up here, I will add on and look to get all the way down into this. Tell me another trader with this much sense. For free. For free. Perfect P, by the way, yeah. Oh, I got back just in time. For once, the market let me get back just in time. Right, here's the 700. So let's see if we can get through this whole number now and get down to the 750s. VIX finding a bid off the 21s again. Absolutely fantastic. Big buyer coming in here. And if he gets caught, we wash more. Big buyer stepped in at 700s. If he gets caught, we'll wash more. So we're looking for a cover down into here, really. Like I said, there'll be a 100-point trader from here to here. We're almost there. We're over halfway. There's a node here. You can see a node developed here from that big lot who just came in. Big lot here. Off previous day value area low based on Ninja. All right, I'm just looking at based on Ninja. All right, so big lot here. If we trade through this, look at all these imbalances. Like I said, straight squeeze up. All right, if we trade through this, we can wash straight back down through this. We're going to cover into this, all right? And then if we get back under 570s, then we can talk about continuation trade. But right now, I'm thinking that we're in a range market at the moment. We're building out liquidity for what happens next. Like I said, we're not pro-trend up. We're just not. It's just not what we are. Don't get me wrong, guys. I will buy dips all day and pro trends up. All right. Like, I really want this market to puke out big time right now. It's very selfish of me to say that. I would like it so I can get some absolutely astronomical, life-changing long positions on. If this market can do a absolute crash and have mass panic, especially in tech, I'll be a very, very happy man. It's very selfish of me because people who've bought the top would get hurt. But that's how the market works. It's a zero-sum game. I want to position myself long, deep in discount where people have mass fear. All right, don't want to position myself long in the top. TP2 is where I'd like to get, well, we can look at this value area high on the day. I'd like to get 690s, but obviously we're moving this up. 690s, 670s. I'd really like to get here and here, all right? Here and here. They might squeeze this back up here, and I will think about a resell here if they do. Maybe even this. If they reclaim this, because we didn't clear out, if they reclaim this, you do not short in here now. You do not short in here if they reclaim up there. Why? Because we didn't clear out this. So they can do, if they want to be dirty, that, right? So we're positioned for this. We're aware that they can do that. We don't want them to do that, but we're aware that the market can do that. So we short all the time. We protect this. We do not get short above it. Yes, I'm in. You heard me say. Could have made it clearer. Could not have made this clearer. Really nice rejection of that node there. In towards 30s. Just want a new low of day, a new close underneath this now, and we can get down into here. So we're looking for a build out here for a second leg lower, and we will cover into that, right? Because we know here they might want to pivot and hold. But this is straight squeeze. Is there any structure built out in there? No. So once we trap bulls who join the squeeze at the top, what do? We reprice that. Just snap. Just snap. How many days does your profile cover? The one on the right you're looking at is just from the New York Open. What's my stop? Back above this node. Probably 61, 62, somewhere up here, right? We're going to use that volume. Where we got short, we've already paid ourselves. I don't want it back above this, because if it comes back above this node, it's going to come straight into this. And if it comes into that, it's probably going to go for high of day, right? So we're short here. We're covering some here. We would like this to protect this to trade down. If it doesn't, then it would be the old one of these, right? Which is fine because we haven't cleared out the high of day. So I mean, the A plus for me would have been if we cleared out the high of day, then rolled over, then it's got no reason to come up here again. Then I feel really good about holding lower. But I'm having to be more proactive because we haven't cleared out the high, right? We haven't run these stops. But we are trading relative weakness in the Qs. ES did run those stops. So I'm willing to take it, but I need to be careful. Some short versus this. I will stop out on a reclaim of that. Ideally, I'd like to get down into here. Maybe if we get lucky, down into here, if we get really lucky. But if we reclaim, I'm out because I expect it to clear out. And then we can look for the same trade again. But we'll probably run out of time, to be honest. We'll be into lunch. Have I given away a course yet? That was the other thing. I don't think I have. Let's give away. Remember, the course is just an introductory course. It's not the full course, just a 2-hour introduction. Great for someone who's never traded before, who doesn't understand the markets. We will do that now. So just type course once in chat and we'll give away a free course to one of you. You can always give it to a friend. So out here now. Just stop me out here on that last move up, folks. Just being transparent with you. Because if it reclaims, it's possible it goes for a new high of day now. It's just the rules of the market, right? It doesn't matter what I think. We have to play by the rules of the market. So if this dip holds now, because it's reclaimed the shelf, you could argue I should risk up here, but I'm not willing to because I think without clearing out the high days, it's very, very risky for me. So stopped out of this, paid myself, stopped out of this. They're holding above yesterday's value based on Ninja Trader. So that dip there, the buyer came in on yesterday's value, which current day's value area high. They're trying to auction higher now into filling some of these imbalances. It's possible they come up to here, which is what we talked about this morning on the pre-market briefing, but we'll see. I think I might be done. That's 3 for 3. And we might call that a session. I'll stay here with you in case there's a setup, but that was the last setup. Stopped out on the runner there, paid myself into here. I was looking for this move here. So I was looking for 100 points. I only got 50 or 60. Still not bad. Still more than you get elsewhere. All right, picking this winner. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gunman's iPod. What a name. You've got to be from London, surely. Gunman, innit? Gunman's iPod, innit? Bruv. Gunman's iPod. Are you here? Yeah, fam. Are you here? Gunman's iPod. Oh, man, if they've fucking done me dirty again, what do I do? Hey, buddy. Email me, please. info@flowzonetrader.com. info@flowzonetrader.com. Send me a screenshot of you logged into your YouTube so I know it's you. That's all you do. And then once I get off the stream, I'm going to sort you out with a free introduction course. This is a 1 minute, yeah. But I don't just... I execute from that, but my analysis doesn't come from that. No worries, mate. No worries. Oh, they got caught up here again. I'm not going to play this, and it needs to clear out now. This feels like a small cap. It's got to clear out now, really, for me to be interested. There's a seller here who's just come in here at 70s again. I'm not going to take another trade on this unless it clears out, folks. Unless it clears out. Let me see what you guys are saying. Yeah, bruv. In it, fam. Do I live stream every day? Yeah, Monday to Friday, 9:15 New York time, all the way into lunch. What VP indicator am I using? Anchored volume profile. What platform am I trading in? Ninja Trader. Been trading futures since 2006. Really great job analyzing order, flow, and market structure, my friend. Thank you. You're welcome, buddy. Alex, I must say I've learned a lot. Stay blessed. I wish I could have found you sooner. Starting to watch your live streams recently. Nice, man. Oh, man. If they're going to reject... This is what... I hate it when they do this for this reason. Because I have to respect this one. And they've come up to the next one. And it's dirty. I don't like that. If this was all one shelf, it would have been much easier to risk off. But hey-ho. You could argue that I should short there and risk that, but I'm just not willing to do that based on not clearing that out. But hey, we'll see how it prints now. We'll see how it prints. Yeah, every day. Live stream every day. Do I use Quantal? I do not. Alex, when you get a moment, could you see if you received my email? Where's BT Thomas? I see it. Alex made a video of your chat. Yeah, I see it. I'll open it up when I'm finished stream. I see it. Thank you, mate. Chances of seeing low of day again? No idea. Why was last week's value area low not a target? For the upside, you mean? It is potentially a target, but we've... Look. Where are you? It is potentially target right here. And we've had like these drives, and it is potential today that not today, this week, the market will come and clean these guys out, right? That is a nice bull trap area. Anywhere from here to here. Anyone who was trading with me, I think Friday, would have taken, it was this, right? We looked for this bull trap to fade back down on Friday. I've talked about it many, many times. Above this volume, we're very thin. There's a good chance that bulls would get very, very excited in here. And we have an old naked POC here. Anywhere in here, I will potentially be looking for a long on SQQQ, which, so that you know, is a triple leverage short position on NQ. So if we can get into here, I will start looking for buyers to be trapped, and I'll look for that continuation trade lower, probably using this as my stop somewhere up here. But right now, zoom out. Right, think about all the months worth of volume that we've left. Right, so last week we traded up, we got stuck, we rejected, these buyers are trapped, we sell down, we've sold down, we've sold down, we've sold down. We just don't want to sell the lows. Like up here would be ideal, and then we can look for that. Beautiful. So if it comes up here, I'll be very lucky. If it comes up here, we can get short swing position, is what I would like to happen. It doesn't have to happen, but that's what I'd like to happen. What do I mean by clear out? Yeah, of course I can. Just a run of the highs. All right, so if you were short this morning, where we got short here, and you would put your stop here above this high, right? So maybe you paid yourself some, all right, and people are holding for new low of day, right? So if we come up here, we will run their stops, right? That's what I call a clear out. If we run their stops, then these sellers become what? Market order buyers. What else happens? Breakout buyers become market order buyers. So you're going to have big buy side come in here, and when we have big buy side, it means big sellers can join in and get paired off in here. All right, and that's why I think I would like to see a clear out and then a backside. That's going to be the easiest trade. If we clear out and then a backside, it would be a very easy trade, which is what we were looking for here. We didn't quite get the clear out because we have relative weakness. If we look at ES, we've had that clear out, right? If we go to ES, all right, we've run these stops. Look at these stops here. We've run them. Look what happened once they ran the stops. I promise you, in here will be all market buyers, and then we've used them to go lower. So it just depends if this is going to defend this now or roll over. If we have a look in here, if I had a look at the footprint in here, I guarantee the high is all buyers that are caught. Can I put this on my template or not? No, of course I can't. You absolute bastard. Okay, there you go. What did I say? At the high, after we cleared out, right here, these are all buyers. This is on ES, right? These are all buyers. So you have 180, 200, and I can't do the maths, 220, 280. So you have 280 buyers caught up there at the highs. Why? Because that's where the market buyers come in, right? So once we clear out, market buyers stuck, and then what do? We go the other way. We go the other way. We use their liquidity to go the other way. All right, so from here, buyers chase the squeeze at the highs, we run the stops, market makers or institutional order flow get short into the market buyers, and we can move down, right? It's just standard procedure. I talk about this all the time. Standard procedure. How can you get size into the market? You need stops. It's just the easiest way of getting size into the market, folks. That might seem too complicated for some of you, but anyone who's watched me long enough and done the course will understand. Pass my funded from your trades. I haven't seen my setup for weeks now. Can I show you settings for volume profile? Just scroll up and look for Nightbot. It tells you my settings all the time. What do you do if your spouse does not approve of my trading? What of your trading? What would I do? I don't understand that question. What do you do? What would I do if my spouse didn't approve of my trading? I wouldn't give a shit. I approve of my trading. Josh, do you think we fill that imbalance we were talking about? So you're looking for the fill of 900 to 25,300, halfway of that, right? I would love that, mate. That's what I'd love to see happen. Then I can get short into that. Do I have to be a paid pro member to win giveaways? No, you do not. Why not use Sierra charts? Because I use Ninja Trader charts. I mean, that's why. I've always traded with Ninja. Get a different spouse. Yeah, Josh, nailed it. Nailed it. If your spouse won't support you, get another one. I like Josh. Josh has got it. Josh has got it right. West Ham, mate. No, a hammer in here. I don't mind hammers. Good for you, mate. I used to live East London. I was Dalston. Well, Dalston. Then I was Stratford post Olympics, and then Leighton. Still own a place in Leighton. Right by the O's, mate. I'm right by the O's. What do I think about short on Nvidia to 170s? Like in at 170s or to the 170s? That's your levels, mate. This is where they're pinned. That you hit a put wall, you're coming up to equals. If they pin it, the highest level is 190s. They want to get short at 190s. You're not finding acceptance under 180s. So those are your levels. You can mark those out for yourself. For whoever just asked that for Nvidia, right? Those are your exposure levels. All right, losing momentum here into lunching. Is it just going sideways? Why does your mini NQ anchor volume profile look different? I'm using 2 ticks a row. Settings are anchored to 930. I don't know, mate. Maybe it's your width. Maybe it's your width. Maybe you're looking at MNQ, not NQ. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. I'm not the coder. Alex, we have another buyer trapped. Let me have a look. You've had some big lots come in here for sure. You had this bid come in. You had lots of size come in around trying to reclaim this level here, previous day value area high. They're trying to trade above it. They're struggling right now. Like I said, I'm not interested in the short really until we clear out. We might not clear out, which is going to make it very, very hard. But it's much cleaner once we run stops, right? Trading view is not tick calculators. It's not. Unless you're paying for the price. Maybe that's why, because I have to pay for the premium or whatever. What's the indicator called? Which indicator, guys? When you say the indicator, I don't know which one you're talking about. What if those orders are stops for the buyers? No buyer is putting their stop here, are they? Come on. Why would a buyer put a stop there? He's not putting a stop here. A buyer's bought down here looking to rotate up. A short is short down here looking to rotate down. Buyer's stops are down here. Seller's stops are up here. We're in a range between them, right? Basic logic. Basic logic. As an order flow trader, why would you not use Sierra chart over TradingView? I use NinjaTrader. I don't use TradingView. I showed you on TradingView because it's easier for me to teach you. I use NinjaTrader, right? This is NinjaTrader. That's why. I don't execute on TradingView, but I can't draw and show you all the different charts on TradingView and click around. And when someone goes, can you look at gold for me? Can you look at Nvidia for me? Can you look at Tesla for me? I can't do that on NinjaTrader, right? So that's why I teach on here. You live in Westminster. Nice, man. My family all from East Hand, Dagenham, Barking back in the day. Nice. All these East Londoners here. I love it. Dagenham's Essex, right? Is that classed as Essex? Is that Essex? Was I ever a quant trader? No, definitely not. I was a DJ before this, mate. Music producer and DJ. Definitely not a quant. The one with the numbers in the candles. It's footprint. It's a footprint chart. It's you talking about in NT? Are you talking about in NT or are you talking about this? Are you talking about this? Here. You talking about this? This is footprint, right? This is footprint. It's the same as I'm looking at in NinjaTrader. It's a footprint chart based on Delta. I only watch Delta in it. You can, guys, let's go through my YouTube first before you ask all these questions, right? Because most of the stuff you're asking is all in YouTube education for free. I'm going to do a video on Bookmap soon. I just have not, honestly, guys, with everything happening off the charts, I have not had a moment to breathe. Greater London, okay. Yeah, the NT one's paid, yeah. Delta bubbles on NT, I can't remember. I think I have it 40 or 50. God, I don't know. I'd have to find it, mate. Big lot. Min volume, I got it set to 25. Which Prem team? Arsenal, mate. I'm a gooner. Did you ever have a normal, boring job? Pizza delivery driver once. When I was broke after uni, post 2008, and couldn't get a fucking job. How embarrassing is that? I used to deliver pizzas. That's a true story. And then I got into nightlife. I started running club nights, running the doors in London. And I started being like an early resident DJ. So I DJ like early on, and then I do all the guest list and all the doors, and then started like developing my nights, and then linked up with another guy, and then started like producing together. And that was like 2011. We put our first record out, and then we had our first hit by 2014. First like commercial hit. We had lots of underground stuff before that. So we're looking to clear the Asia high. I mean, definitely today's high, Globex high, yes, is just right above it, right? So like over 42s, but you got to think like it's possible they lift it to 25,000. I don't think they're going to do it today, but it's possible they lift to 25,000. What was my DJ name? Tough Love. I was in a duo. It's now just him by himself, my mate Steph. You DJ'd progressive house and techno. Yeah, I did house and sort of deep house. Did you ever play South London? Yeah, I played all the big clubs, man. All the big clubs, all the big festivals. So South London would have been Ministry for me if I was south of the river. I can't think where else would have been. But really, I had residencies in. I was only allowed to play 4 times a year in London for the club scene. So those residencies moved between Ministry. Spent most of my career in a deal with Ministry. Then I was at the Egg. Had a few shows at Fabric. Back in the day, would have been like Coronet, stuff like that. When I was a kid, a teacher used to tell us embarrassing is to steal and get caught. No decent work is embarrassing. Do what you got to do. Yeah, that's it. Especially in like times were hard, man. I had a bachelor of in Bachelor of Science. So sorry, I just saw this big huge seller just come in here. It's getting absorbed already. Bachelor of Science, 2-1 with honours, and couldn't get a fucking job post crisis. So I ended up delivering pizzas. Not for very long. Didn't last very long. How long did it take me to become profitable? Well, I moved, Brian, between different markets. So I was profitable. I started off small caps. Well, that's not true. I started off 20 years ago in spreads. And then more recently, small caps was profitable until the market changed, until we got all the stimmy checks. And we started moving from 2 and 3 standard deviation to 4, 5, and 6s. And it got clapped. And then I started moving into mid and large caps and I had a nice run there. I took a pause for a bit because I made a couple albums and some other people, and then came back to it again. And I was just trading SPY and QQQ really, and then some mega caps, and then moved to futures. Took me a while to adjust to futures. Do I think NQ can hit 25k today? No. I mean, it could, but I think it would be unlikely. You're into a very thick cluster, right? You have to understand from the previous week, this is your thick cluster. 25k is right above the cluster. You're into this, right? If we talk about this like a double distribution week, buyers got trapped down here. We washed down, sideways, 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 sideways. All right, we're trading into here. All right. I think it was Josh is looking for us to trade into here this week, is what he would like to see. I would love to see that. I will look for a short, even if we get to this naked point of control, I'd look for a short back down then, because then we give room for the Bollinger Bands to start expanding, which would be really nice. I think there's a bigger move in this market coming, and I think it is probably downside. I'm willing to be wrong. I will trade what's in front of me. But if we can, right, build liquidity out here towards the 5-day, right? If we can build liquidity out here off this bowl, and the bowl keeps expanding below the 200-day, and the 20-day and the 5-day start coming down, all right, then I'm going to look to reject, right, these volume areas for downside pressure to clean out these. And then I'm going to look for a stop run down into 24,000. And if I'm swing short up here, I'll be paying myself some into here, and I'll be holding some just in case we have a meltdown Q1 somewhere down into here, right? And then I'll be looking to get swing long either here. If I see the reversal, if I see a look below and fail, I'll be swing long here. Otherwise down here, I'll be looking to get swing long in here. Right? That's just what I'm going to do. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just a guy on YouTube. Okay, I'm just a guy on YouTube doing my best to help you, right? But that's all I am. How long have I been in LA? 6.5 years. What's the best nightlife scene in Cali? I don't know. I think America sucks for nightlife. Clubs close too early. Big festivals, but I don't think it's that great. It lacks underground movement. It used to be good back in the day. Corsica Studios, I've played there. Fabric, The End. Bagley's, I love it. The Rex. Coronet, I've played, yeah. SE1 Archers played. The End's back, right? Do they bring the End back? Or they bring it back? Why futures over equities? Futures for day trading, mate. Leverage. Equities for swing positions. Would I take a long position for overnight if we retrace around previous day low. Then we might exit here again. I'm not going to touch this now. Again, they failed to clear out. Again, they failed to clear out, and we're leaving here. They're probably going to come down for this soon. I'm not touching any of this. I wouldn't be taking any swing positions now. Definitely not to the long side. Can I get an answer? Where was your question? I'm trying to find it, mate. If I don't answer you, does anyone know why CPB is down for no reason? No, no one knows why. CPB, is that a stock? Let me have a look. Is this what you're on about? Are you looking at this? There'll be a reason. I mean, that is a clear out for a start. Weak consumer sentiment. What is this? Cut artificial dyes. Weak consumer sentiment. What is this stock? It's food stock. Mills cutting guides on heels of Kraft Heinz while taking sustainable growth plans. And great, remarkable through. Organic net sales down 1.5 to 2%. Adjusted operating profit now to be down by 16 to 20%. That's why. So it's Campbell's, is it? Yeah, it's getting wrecked because of the news. It's news. It's not down for no reason. You don't see moves like this for no reason, mate. And it's probably institutions dumping it as well off that news. Right, I'll read the last few questions, then I'm out of here, guys. Yeah, Chicago's cool for sure. West Coast sucks. I've got some friends in Chicago. Play there. Used to run a few nights there, actually. In fact, I signed John Summit when no one knew who he was. What year did I sign him? John Schuster. Because he's a Chicago boy. Let's see. What year did this come out? $2019. I signed him way before that. That must have been re-put it on. Let me have a look on Beatport. A long time ago. Going back. It was way before 2019. It says 2019, but it was before that for sure. It's got a re-release. Maybe it was 19 and I'm just old. Any upcoming trades? I mean, I'd just be looking for the same things. You don't want to get involved in this chop. For me, what I like, the only thing I would be interested in personally would be, like I talked about, a clear out of this, buyers trapped up here, and then a rotation from here to here. But you've got to understand now, like, these are the nodes that have been developed. So you're likely just to see back and forth in here. If they fail here, they're going to come down. Back and forth in here. If they reclaim here, they're going to come up. If you get failure under here, you get this drive down here. But maybe they're going to save this for tomorrow. There's like, you're just, guys, you're in a rotational market. Initial balance high, initial balance low. Failure, failure, fail to break lower and stay heavy. Upside, failure. All right, failed to break up, building liquidity. All right, there's your edge to edge. It's not the type of market that I like at this point. This was a great market. This is a great market. I guess even these longs not so bad. This had the chance to do it, didn't get it. Is what it is. There's only so many setups a day that we can look for, right? We've got to let it build out now. Nice, guys. Lots of you having good days and good weeks. You're welcome, everyone. Most of the house music history in NYC. Yeah. It was. I agree with you. Man, like, if I had been born back in the day, I would have been in Paradise Garage all the time. Like, I agree with you. I totally agree with you, Mambo Trader. Like, obviously, I don't know if you know, but, like, my mentor was Roger Sanchez. Like, I used to DJ with him, like, Todd, all these guys all the time. Like, but it's changed. It's all about Vegas and, like, the big shows now. And I'm still friends with a lot of guys killing it, trust me. But the scene's changed. But it doesn't mean it's not still fun. It's just different. It's just not what I like. I like a dirty, sweaty underground rave. Or I used to. I'm too old for that shit now. Dirty, sweaty underground rave where I'd have sunglasses on for different reasons than being able to see. Let's just say that, eh? Let's leave it there. You're welcome, everyone. Nice work. You can check out some old stuff, right? It's all online, but I'm going to get out of here for now. Hacienda, yeah. I mean, so like go and look at Mike Pickering from the Haas. That was my A&R when I was at Sony. He was also the guy behind M People. Like legendary. So you're a Manchester guy then if you were at the Haas or used to go there? So I used to play Sankey's. That was like one of my big residencies. I used to love being up there. What's going on with the rest of my day? Well, it's 9:10 in the morning, so I'm going to get some food for a start. Have a bit of brekkie. I'm not eating yet. I'll probably take myself to the gym, and I'll probably set price alerts, and we'll see what happens. But if we're going to do this, look, guys, understand, like, we caught this move, right? We caught this move. We caught this move. Look at the size of these moves. Do we want to trade this? No thanks. No thanks. We don't need too much each day. We can wait and set price alerts now. One time my mate gave me his sunglasses in a rave because he said I needed them more than he did. That's amazing. Oh, that's amazing. I love it. I love it. Alex, are those glasses blue light glasses? Yeah. Well, they're blue light and prescription. I am quite literally blind. I'm not blind, but I don't have good eyesight. Too many years at screen. So obviously before this, 15 years staring at logic doesn't do you too much good either. Plus, I reckon extracurricular activity probably didn't help either, if I'm honest with you. Did I ever go Village Underground? Yeah, I used to play Village Underground and Cable. I played Cable for, that's a long time ago. Jesse James, what was his night called? Fucking hell. I can't remember what his night was called. Connected. A long time ago. You're taking me right back now. How old am I this year? 41. I'll turn this year. Is Lucid legit? Yeah, absolutely. Lucid's great firm. Definitely worth checking out. Jaded. Well, Jaded moved. Jaded moved from Cable. Went to Fabric, right? That's is that Enzo's night? Fucking hell. You're taking me right back. Jaded and then like Wet Yourself with Sundays at Fabric. Yeah, I used to go to those. I used to go to Half Baked was like my favorite rave with Bruno. And then I'm trying to think what else. Spilt Milk was a good night. Good, well, daytime party. Fuse. Alex Arno, always there for Fuse. Yeah, so you can see the Londoners or the UK ravers in here. These sunglasses come for men. They're that bad. They're not sunglasses, man. Like, I needed them. Fire, yeah, I used to play Fire a lot. Honestly, that's where I made, probably my name was, it's doing the trade now. For fuck's sake, mate. Couldn't have done it for us earlier, could they? Right, if you are in this short, again, it's the same thing as earlier. You got to cover a bit here. You're looking for here and then maybe down here if they really let it go. They just danced for so long. I made my name probably in Lightbox, which is like room 2 at Fire, like way back, 2011. Yeah, I know you got Club Space in Miami. Yep. What style are these frames? I don't know what they're called. They're Hugo Boss. I don't know what they're called. I don't know what the style's called. No idea. Members Rave, yeah. Lightbox. Yeah. I used to play for, I think it was called Out. And it was like, back in the day, it was like, but room 3 in Lightbox back in the day, or room 2, Lightbox back in the day, it'd be us, Left Wing Cody, Porser, Bibby. Who else used to play like room 2 and room 3? Martin Ikin. We all cut our, you know, we all built our following there. I'm trying to think who else would have played back there in those days. Route 94. Long time ago. Long time ago. All right, so if you're in this, folks, you've got to be paying yourself some into this node. If you let go of this, you're looking for these VWAPs, all right? So 650, 60. What was the level earlier that the guy was trapped at? I've got to remind myself now. Oh, that's way down. It's 570. All right, so yeah, you can look for failures under here. You have huge imbalances under here, right? So we might come and fill some of these. Trade back down, covering into this. 570s is where the buyers will want to show up. They will not want price back below 570s, all right? So make sure you're paying yourself in here. I'd expect you just see rotation for the rest of the day now. I need to get out of here and go and eat. Where was the entry? Probably right here. That retest here. Right, failed to make a new high in this volume. Hit this same grey node, failed again here. That's probably your short entry here. Covering some. If you fail to reclaim 30s now, right, so you'd pay yourself into this. If you fail to reclaim 30s now, you'll re-short that down, but it is what it is. Will not be trading this. All right, folks, I'm out of here. Got to go and eat. Got to go and feed my brain. Love you all. Thanks for joining today. Congrats to those who've caught any of those trades with me. 3 for 3 today. Again, beautiful. And we will go again tomorrow morning, right? 9:15. Try and join me early at 9:15. Those who join later, you miss out. 9:15 is where I go over the analysis of what I expect to happen in the market, what I'm looking for, the key levels, everything like that. And yeah, trade safe this afternoon. Do you have news? Let me be aware of any news that's coming. Let's have a look. Tuesday. So you got vice chair 1 o'clock. And then, oh no, that's tomorrow. Hang on, let's have a look. Bar 12:45. I wouldn't worry about that at 2:30. So bar 12:45. That's what I'd be watching out for if I was you. Yeah, and use hard stops, all that good stuff. Be kind to each other. You know the deal by now. See you tomorrow, folks. Peace and love. Hit that like button. See you soon.